What you think about when you're born into a fire. But let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To break, hate is face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Inside ourselves, cut the ties, I'm running blind. Inside this hell, crawling my way out, this soul you've put me in. Can we do this again? The walls are caving in, I feel like I can barely breathe. I think I'll just pretend this isn't killing me. Fake it like I know it's real. The walls are caving in. I feel lost in the lens. Lost in the lens. I don't know how I'm down and out. It seems like every day I can't get out the lights and sound. It's all the same. Crawling my way out this hole you put me in. Can we do it again? The walls are caving in. I feel like I can barely breathe. I think I'll just pretend this isn't killing me. Fake it like I know it's real. The walls are caving in. I feel. Can you listen one word? So Just one word out my mouth. The walls are caving in. I feel like I can barely breathe. I think I'll just pretend this isn't killing me. Fake it like I know it's real. The walls are caving in. I feel motionless. Whoa, I won't bend the knee. Whoa, I won't bend There's more of us than you think, quicker than you can.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy.
You're listening to the Outlaw Radio Network. OutlawRadioNetwork.com.
This country can't be knocked out with one punch. We get right back up again, and when we do, the world's going to hear the roar of our engines.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
You do your work, and we will do our bit.
Republic. I like the sound of it. It means people can live free, talk free, go or come, buy or sell, be drunk or sober, however they choose.
Are you ready to be who you are?
No poetry, just a straight answer.
The government has deliberately sought to deceive the United States by false statements and expressions of hope for continued peace.
We are men of the hood, Mary, now at your expense.
But there's no both sides anymore. They're just trying to wreck our goddamn country. It's time for you younger guys to take over.
You meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you guys don't start thinking as men, we're gonna have a lousy country.
For the crimes of incitement to cause unrest, I declare to be an outlaw.
All right, everybody, it is the Outlaw Radio Network for the 22nd of February, 2026. Thanks for checking out the show. K-Dog, Beals. What are you laughing about?
You're such a dork.
Why am I a dork? What are you talking about? Beals. Whatever.
Hey, don't forget me. I'm here.
Trying to give you a cool intro. Hello, Tom. How are you, buddy? Get right up on that microphone, though. You got to get. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting there.
There you go, buddy. How are you, man?
Close to his mouth. Leave him alone.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. Just running around doing distillery stuff.
Distillery stuff. We are missing some of the normal crew tonight. DJD is on grandson duty. St. Paul is at son duty doing stuff with the with his son's wrestling tournament at the Tacoma Dome. So I don't know if we heard from Paul at all. The CEO is here, though. Boss Baby is here, monitoring things from abroad. And no, I didn't call her abroad. I said she was abroad, meaning she's not here. Me, Tom, and Beals are live in.
Wow, that's so bright.
No, it looks great. Leave it alone. It's great. It's perfect.
I forgot to turn the lights on.
You can see all the blemishes. Perfect.
What's wrong with my chair tonight? It's like rocking. It's not even.
It's missing one of the little adjustable legs.
I need a matchbook or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. We're a high-tech organization over here. Speaking of high-tech organizations, we'll talk in a moment here to Dave McMullan. He is the party chair of the Pierce County Republican Party. We'll talk to him about some really important stuff and some politics, and we'll explain that in just a minute. Later in the show, I could not be happier for our neighbors. The neighbors of the north got their asses kicked at hockey this morning. That made me happy. And our neighbors of the south, finally developed a spine, took out the president or the leader or the head of one of the biggest drug cartels in Mexico. Thanks to the Trump administration providing some much needed recon. And now they've decided to rebel by setting Costco's and cars on fire. So I'm so happy. This is literally like popcorn time for me. The Mexicans are burning stuff to the ground, and the Canadians are crying in their awful beer. It's a great day to be an American. So thanks everybody for checking out the show.
Wait.
Yeah.
The countries around us have to be miserable for us to be go USA. No, we did something great today. We beat them.
But I like the fact that the Canadians are miserable because they're snarky and they're overly self-important.
I mean,
and I'm really impressed with the fact that the Mexicans finally decided to take a stand against the cartels. Like, that's a big deal,
that
guys.
is a huge deal.
They've known where those leaders of the cartels are. They've always known where they're at.
Yeah.
So for them to finally do something, that tells me two things. One, the pressure by the Trump administration on Mexico to start dealing with stuff is working.
Well, I mean, they did see what happened with Venezuela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And two, it means that the way that the cartels are reacting tells me that they weren't prepared for this.
No, they thought it was going to be business as usual,
And
which,
so-
which is, pay off whatever politician and just,
And no U.S. boots on the ground, no U.S. involvement. The Mexicans did it themselves. It literally is the perfect summation of what needed to happen.
I thought we gave them intel.
No, we gave them intel.
Okay.
but that's not boots.
But that's not boots.
right.
That keeps
You said
us.
no U.S. involvement. That
Well,
is-
I meant military
Okay, all
involvement.
right.
Meaning, my fear was at some point Trump was going to go, if you guys aren't going to deal with it yourselves, we're going to deal with it for you. And he would send choppers over or do something unilaterally.
Okay.
He didn't have to do that.
Right.
So the pressure that they put on the Mexican government has paid off.
Yeah.
And good things are happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited about it. And then later in the show, we'll talk about some other political stuff as well. Are you okay?
No, it won't stay. I'm not moving, but it's just slowly going
What
back
won't
and
stay?
forth. The chair.
Your chair.
Oh,
Sorry.
What at the break?
Paper towel.
We'll do
No,
something.
rotate it at the break,
Oh yeah.
and that'll
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Can we bring our guest on
It's
now?
distracting me.
Is
Yes.
that okay. I think he's more important than your wobbly chair.
He definitely is.
He's definitely more important than the wobbly chair. Joining us live in studio, he is the man, the myth, the legend, good friend of the show, and he's also the leader of the the Pierce County Republican Party. I'm going to make that mistake 17 times tonight.
17.
Yeah, it's the one and only Dave McMullan. What up, Dave?
How you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming up. I know you did a Zoom call before you came on. You were sitting in your vehicle in the parking lot. I almost came up and said hi to you when I got out of my Jeep, but I noticed you were on your Zoom call, so I just kept going. I didn't.
Yeah, I was on call with a candidate that I'm helping. I've been doing some campaign consulting for several candidates, and that was one that we usually have a 6 o'clock Zoom.
Okay. Do you want to tell us who the candidate was, or is that top secret?
No. His name's Chili Hicks. He's in LD 10, which is Island County, Skagit, north part of Snohomish, and he's running against Clyde Shavers, the guy that has a stolen valor issues.
Oh, he's that guy.
Yeah. You were in the Navy, right?
I was. Amen. Anchors
he's
away.
The one that said that he had a stellar naval career, and even his father said he was full of crap, but somehow he still got elected. But the problem is the Republicans didn't really put up a good candidate. It was just a bad year. So, but Chili, he's a 28-year naval veteran, had a stellar career, and he's out there working it hard. So
North Snohomish, Island County, part of Skagit. That's my old stomping grounds. That should be pretty amenable to a conservative candidate, right?
It's pretty purple. I mean, Senator Ron Roselle is Republican, but the 2 House seats are Democrat. One of them just recently was Republican. I think it was 2022. No, that was 2024 that we lost that seat. So
you have a fan in our chat already. Al said one of the biggest problems in the Washington GOP is here tonight, and I don't think he's talking about me, but it should be me, Al. I'm probably.
Did you just say meow?
Meow.
Yeah, for some reason it's not coming up on my phone.
Give it a second. Oh, he might have you blocked. Maybe, I don't know. We're going to get into some political stuff, but I want to start with what I think is probably more important in the immediacy.
Absolutely.
You shared some information on your page, and I'm going to try to synopsis it. I'm going to let you talk about and explain it how you want to. But you're going through some stuff on a personal level that I think is going to be really impactful for other men, especially, but for people in general to hear. And I want you to share a little bit about that story.
Yeah, sure. I don't have a problem with it. I was diagnosed last month with prostate cancer. Thankfully, we caught it early. My numbers are very low. My PET scan showed that it hasn't spread in any way, shape, or form. So starting Wednesday, I'm going to be going through the process of hormone therapy and then radiation for 9 weeks to knock it out. I'm feeling good about it. My doctor said that nothing in medicine's 100%, but I'm 99.9% sure we're going to get it all.
Good.
Which,
That's the spirit.
so I feel real good about it, but I don't mind talking about it because one of the reasons that it is such low numbers, it was caught so early, is I took my doctor's advice and I did an MRI because of some numbers that indicated there might be something there. And sure enough, they found cancerous cells. They said it hasn't mutated into full-blown cancer. And but cancer's cancer.
Yeah.
But I don't mind talking about it because I really want to push out to every guy I'm 61, but should be as early as 45 years old to do the necessary testing to catch it early. Because I've talked to a lot of people that have family members and stuff that have died from prostate cancer. But it's because they ignored the signs, and when they discovered it, it was all like stage 4. And then there's all you can do is like remove the prostate, and the chances of it coming back or it's already spread are significant. So, yeah. So I plan on being around for a long time. I'm going to go and get this taken care of, and I just want to tell every guy that's 45 or older, go get it tested and just find out, because there's nothing to be afraid of. It's gonna suck doing radiation 5 days a week for 9 weeks.
Yeah.
But my kids are glad I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And your grandkids.
Yeah.
And your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's something that men don't do very well, right? I mean, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the research, women are far more likely to go to the doctor when they need to and see a physician and get things addressed. Men become way too stubborn and dug in.
And that's why your wives have to nag to get you to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So I think your story.
I'm normally that way. Just throw some mud on it and go on,
Throw some dirt on it, get back in the game.
But I think your story is really indicative of why it's important to do the things and see the doctor and get your regular checkups. And when the doctor suggests something, to follow through and do it. So I'm glad it sounds like it's going to be. I mean, like you said, nothing's guaranteed.
Nothing's guaranteed, but my doctor insists that I'll die of something other than prostate cancer.
That's good.
Because, it just we've just caught it so early.
Oh, that's good.
For people that understand that scale, everything's a 6.
Yeah.
So
that's good news, though, man. And we'll segue to politics now, but you might die because of high taxes, because God knows at the rate they're going, we'll be taxed at 190% at some point.
Absolutely.
Let's segue a little bit in the political theater. So let's stay in this district to begin with. We'll start with the 26th, which kind of has been kind of the wheelhouse of this show for a long time. Just because
I never would have guessed.
No, we spend so much time talking. We should just call ourselves the 26th LD radio network. So you've got Michelle Valdez, formerly Caldeer, the incumbent. She's running for office. She's running for re-election, and then you have is it Spence? What's the Addison?
Oh,
Addison Richards.
Addison Richards, the Democrat incumbent in the other seat, and he's got a host of people going on the Republican side. He's got multiple candidates that have announced over there. So let's address both of those separately. Let's talk about Caldeer first. Valdez. I had said after she lost to
Krishna Dan.
yeah, I'm not even trying to pronounce her name.
Krishna Dan.
Krishna Dan.
When she lost that, I thought it might have exposed a little bit of the underbelly of Valdez, just in the sense that I would have expected her to have run away with that race. She'd been in a district way longer. She had a lot better name recognition. Even though she had the R next to her name, I thought that she's always performed really well in her races for the representative seat. So for her not to have fared as well as I thought she was going to in that race kind of surprised me. Is there a concern, or let me rephrase the question? How do you guys look at her as a candidate in this? Do you think we can read anything in the tea leaves by how she performed in that Senate race, or is this a whole different animal?
Well, I mean, she was going after an incumbent for a whole different seat. And the incumbent always has the edge.
Well, hold on. But even in this race where she wasn't elected, and I don't think she had a lot of name recognition. I mean, I know that she inherited it because she was appointed because Emily Randall moved on to her seat.
Yeah.
Does that still carry the same?
Yes.
Honest question. Does that still carry the same kind of weight when you're as that kind of an incumbent?
We did underestimate Deb's staying power. The Senate has done a real good job of letting her take protected votes to make her seem like she's, off the reservation with the typical Democrat vote.
Her vote was
right now they're allowing Addison Richards to do the same thing with certain votes that they let them go. But there is a big difference between this is Michelle Caldeer's seat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She is the incumbent. There is a natural assumption that you can think that people still like Michelle, but they weren't ready to get rid of the incumbent because Deb is a popular school board director.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats did make a really good choice appointing her. So, and then you have to look at the fact too that it was not one of the first, but and some areas there. So the same cushion that she used to enjoy has disappeared somewhat.
Yeah.
And, there could be some voter fatigue, but we're also looking at a race, an election season where fewer people turned out to vote in the general than voted in the primary. That's unheard of.
That's weird.
Literally fewer people voted in the general than the primary.
That's insane.
There's a lot of people trying to figure out exactly how
that happened.
Yeah. And it was statewide too.
So
it was statewide. And we had local races that just that difference, the Republican turnout just wasn't.
Well, what's the voter turnout right now? We were talking about that before the show, and the
32%.
Yeah, it's
something.
It's something abysmal.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah. But it's been like that for a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a struggle for quite a bit. I mean, the Republican Party has always been notorious for shooting itself in the foot with infighting and posturing and other things. So there's a lot of things we have to ourselves to blame, but there's just a lot of voter apathy out there. And if the Democrats are even slightly motivated, I think one of the keys was the government shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of government workers that live in the 26.
Yeah.
And when you've got, people not getting paychecks, just over in Pierce County, I own 3 daycare centers. Me and my wife do. And we had a couple of employees that their husbands were not getting a paycheck during that time, and it almost devastated them. And what are you going to do? You're going to blame the person that's causing it, know. And it was the Republicans holding their ground. And so there's some people that just don't pay attention to the reasons why it just happened.
Well, and the trickle down too.
Then there's so many other things too. I'm not going to throw blame on any particular thing, but the party needs to reinvent itself. I've got some statistics that show it ranks all the state parties, all 50 of them, and Washington ranks 48, almost 49. Only Colorado and New Mexico are worse. And those three states are, their state parties are ranked as non-existent.
Really?
So that says something.
That says a lot.
So it does say a lot.
Yeah.
And
but how do you fix it, Dave? Because we've talked.
We gotta have somebody leading it.
Well, yeah, we've talked on this show a lot about. I mean, even the infighting between Byrd and Reichert, and the whole infighting about Culp, and you had the Eyman Freed dichotomy during. It just feels like every election cycle there's that public backbiting, and some of that I think is because of the Democrats, right? The media is certainly left, and any opportunity to dogpile on the Republicans, make y'all look bad, they're going to take it. But there's a lot of validity to the fact that a lot of this stuff is being done in public view for the world to see. I think about that whole Byrd thing, which was understandable, but the fact that it was so public. How do you go about changing that culture within the party to kind of get everybody on the same page?
Well, it's really up to us to get better candidates, because the bottom line was the reason we're fighting is because we can't agree on a candidate. And I'm sorry, I don't care. Sammy Byrd was a very weak candidate. He had too much baggage that wasn't vetted in the beginning. And when that stuff started coming out, there's tons of people that turned against him, but those that supported him, that small minority, got very vocal. The party didn't do a good job of organizing its own state convention, and they allowed it to be hijacked by the few to get him the endorsement. People with money that, all of us, it's like, you don't want to give money to something that you think is a disaster.
Yeah.
And, the checkbook's closed, and they've been closed since then. The state party's broke. I don't care what anybody wants to say. It's broke.
Yep.
The numbers are getting worse month by month. Just look at the PDCs. We had a state committee meeting a few weeks ago in Ellensburg, and we were going at it. State party's trying to, keep a good face. They put out a robust budget, but no real plan to finance it. I want to do everything I can to help it along, but I'm also a businessman, and I don't see an answer at that level, or I just don't see the turnaround. So it puts a lot of more pressure on the county parties. We're totally one of the reasons I'm helping Chili Hicks in the 10th, and I'm helping a congressional candidate in the 8th and the 6th is the candidates need all the help they can get.
Right.
I'm reaching out and helping just any candidate that has the guts. I'm helping a young lady that's running in the 30th, and that's Federal Way up to Des Moines. That's a tough district.
Yeah.
But darn it, she's putting out the effort to represent, and so I'm helping her. When I say I'm doing consulting work, I'm not charging for it. I'm doing what I need to do to elect Republicans.
As the county chair, I assume you talk with a lot of donors and a lot of people that are contributing to campaigns. What are you hearing from them? Is there like I've said on the show a bunch, I think there's a concern, right? Like, why would you, not necessarily with Pierce County, but just in general within the state, why would you continue to flush money down a toilet when Democrats continue to gain more seats? They're not losing seats, they're gaining more power. If I'm a Republican or a conservative donor, I'm probably going to be less likely to give to that if I feel like I'm not going to get any bang for my buck. What are you hearing from donors? What are their concerns? And does it feel like it's moving one way or the other?
It can't move any worse. I mean, the party's not raising money, at least through the party. There's different PACs and entities that are raising money for more specific issues, the initiatives. Brian Haywood's always going to collect from donors because That is something that is working well for us.
Yeah.
So there's things like that, but yeah, I talk to donors all the time, and they just tell me that they just don't see the state party doing anything that in their minds is turning around the ship and getting it going again. It's almost like it's just stranded and taking on water. And I'm just being honest. I support my party. I support everyone in it. There's nobody in the party that I have a axe to grind or a vendetta, but we're in trouble.
Yeah.
And I'll say it early, because once we get going on a lot of these campaigns, I'm going to have my nose to the grindstone, and I'm going to do everything I can to get people elected. But there's a lot of things we got to fix. And, I'm telling candidates, you're on your own. You're going to have to rely on the county parties to do what they can to support you on a local level.
Is there and I'm putting you on the spot, but is there a candidate that you look at coming out on the Republican side that you think can be transformative, that can be something different than what we've seen? I'm not knocking the candidates we've seen, but somebody who might be a little better at drawing people in to vote for them?
No.
Okay.
No, there's good candidates, but I think you're talking about someone that, climbs up on the table with a cape on and says, follow me, and everybody does. It's that person's not out there. We just have solid candidates that want to make a difference. We need to get more new people involved, more younger people, period.
Beeler. I'm pointing at Beeler.
Don't point at me. No. No.
Pointing at Beeler.
But yeah, no, we just got a lot of work to do. And Pierce County's not perfect, not by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of work to do, and we struggle to raise our money because we're just buried in the overall abyss of our party not producing well in the last several elections. Since COVID, the party really hasn't. We've done nothing but lose ground, and then we've also done some self-inflicting wounds. And then there's things that, just like the Dobbs decision in 2022, things were looking pretty good in 2022. The Biden administration was starting to show its signs of its incompetence and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Dobbs decision hit, and all the Democrats did is talk abortion. They just hammered it home, and the Republicans got slaughtered.
Right.
It's just what it is. And then in this off-year election, I came in and I was pretty cocky. I think there was numbers saying we're looking good and things were going to be really good. And then that government shutdown happened. And it's like I said, I've never, ever, and a lot of people have been in it longer than I have and stuff, have ever heard of an election where fewer people showed up in the general than the primary.
That just blows me away.
It's nuts.
Never heard of that ever.
How do you answer that?
Yeah.
Well, that speaks to voter. I mean, we've been talking about it. I mean, voter turnout across the state just stinks.
Yeah.
How do we fix that? I mean, because to be honest, I mean, I don't care who someone votes for. Just go out and vote, because it seems like there's just one very small slice of the pie that is voting, and that's why we are where we are right now.
Yeah.
It's just, for whatever reason, the progressive left has decided that they're going to motivate and go vote, and that seems to be all that's voting. How do we fight that? Because it seems intuitive to say, okay, they're going this way and we want to go that way, so let's get off our ass and vote.
A lot of it's messaging. A lot of people still get their news on the radio and the TV and the local newspapers that are very much slanted to the left. It's interesting that the Seattle Times just recently came out attacking the Democrats over the income tax.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Which is an indication that the
It's
Democrats
about
have
time.
really pushed it
too far,
almost over the edge.
Yeah.
So that creates optimism that over 90,000 people have signed on to vote con on the income tax.
Mm-hmm.
The ugly thing about the way the Democrats have crafted this to try and get around the Constitution is they've set up the way the taxation is, that normally states that charge an income tax, the vote or the taxpayer can write off their state taxes on their federal.
Right.
You can't. You won't
Of
be able to
course.
do that in Washington because it's not actually an income tax, so it doesn't qualify. So we're going to get taxed
twice.
Yeah, you're going to get taxed and then not be able to take the benefit that normal, states that do have a income tax, but we don't have an income tax because time and time again, since way back in the 1930s, the voters have said we don't want an income tax. And the Democrats are just saying, screw you, we're going to do it anyway.
Right, because I mean, we are seeing pushback from Democrats on this as well, as you were just talking about. So how do they think that everyone's just going to be okay with it when they do pass it and it gets
Well,
signed by the government?
they even put an emergency clause on it, meaning that it can't be reversed by referendum. So they know. They know, but they don't
absolutely do.
care. It's like they I honestly believe they purposely want to destroy the state to reboot it as a socialist utopia. They're that demented and delusional. I have nothing nice to say about Democrats.
If that happens, I'm moving to a hot beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's wake up, go ahead. I mean, you're going to start waking up that sleeping giant.
Right. And I think it's starting to happen. I'm just saying, I've heard from some of my lefter leaning friends that, this isn't okay. So
what you would think they'd take a lesson from New York. I mean, what kind of exodus of big business left New York City when Mama, I can't pronounce it without reading.
Mom Donnie.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I have to read it to get it right. Yeah, when is Amazon and Boeing and what Starbucks? I mean, they're all going to pack up and leave.
Yeah.
They very well might. And Dave, just to kind of mimic what you said, right? Like at some point they're going to hit a wall, right? Dems are going to hit a wall where they've done more than their constituency is going to give them the line to do, right? But the question is this it? You know what I mean? Like when we come to the big elections in 2028, is that going to be the thing that trips people into, okay, now I've got to consider something other than Democrat? Because for whatever reason, this state just goes blue no matter what. They repeal.
The Republicans don't give people the comfort of they're not happy with the Democrats, but they seem to just elect a different Democrat because the Republicans aren't giving them any reason.
And what needs to
vote.
happen in 2028 is that the Republicans need to remind the people, the Democrats even, of what they did in 2026, because they bring up something else and everybody gets outraged over it, and then the shit they did the year before just gets swept under the carpet and never gets brought up again. So
Well,
people
it's just
need to be
like the
reminded.
donors. They've got to see something or someone that they feel confident is going to do the right thing. It may not be completely successful in the beginning, but they need to see something that they can feel good about.
Absolutely.
And right now, I don't see any donors that feel good.
No.
Some of them still give little amounts.
Yeah.
But the party doesn't have anything to stand on. I mean, it's just very disappointing.
Well, and if we
for
can't get
people like,
messaging, if
that,
we
that do
can't
go out and work their volunteers, work their butts off to make things happen.
Go ahead, Bill.
No, I can't hear him at all.
Oh, you can't hear me in your ear? Well, I'll turn your earphones
Sorry.
back.
I lost my
It's
train of thought.
I've heard some people say, well, maybe Republicans need to quit voting Republican and they need to start voting for really moderate Democrats instead, and try to circumvent the tide of how left this state is going.
But there aren't any moderate Dems.
Well, but
in this state.
there's moderate Dems that run all the time. They just don't get the backing.
Right.
Is it? What would you say to somebody that says that? Quit voting Republican because putting Republicans in the legislature isn't going to do us any good. There's not enough Republican votes in there to really do anything to impede the Democrats. Instead, start voting for really conservative blue dog Democrats to wrestle some of the power away and put us a little more back center.
Well, I mean, you're still just putting a Democrat in.
Yeah.
I mean, a non-crazy Democrat is better than a crazy Democrat, but the crazy Democrats have done a good job of chasing their own away in that respect. So it's just, I mean, you got reps that bring their dog on the House floor and lets crap on the floor. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's a joke.
Would
But,
that be
you know,
Tara Simmons?
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about her in a minute. I had some questions for you about her. I wanted to ask you about the other race in the 26th, though, because the Addison Richards race, how many Republicans have announced currently that they're going to go up against him? Is it just the two?
Two confirmed Republicans. There's a third person that jumped in, and there's a lot of question whether they're a Republican or a Democrat. Not quite certain. There's a couple Democrats that have jumped in for Michelle's seat. So it's shaping up. I mean, so far there's just one Republican. No one's going to run against the incumbent at this point. But you know, David Olson and Katie Cornell have both announced. I think they're both good candidates. David definitely has a lot more name recognition.
Yes, he does.
There's a lot of people that don't realize that in 2024, when he ran for OSPI, he beat Chris Reichdahl in Pierce County. He won, and he also won the 26th LD, both sides of the county. So he's got name recognition, and he's solid. He ran for his school board seat just this last November and won by 10 points.
Yeah.
And that's in a thing where Michelle lost, and a lot of statewide candidates, you know, they can say, well, it's a nonpartisan race. David Olson doesn't hide the fact he's a Republican.
Right.
So that doesn't fly. And that also says that if the voters like the Republican, they're going to vote for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Richards has
the
been,
thing. And, you know, Katie, she's a newcomer, and she's running for that seat, but there's no guarantee that Michelle's going to actually run.
So talk about that a little bit, because I know that she's announced, she's registered. I know she can pull that
Oh,
registration anytime, but she's registered. What makes you think that there's a chance that she wouldn't?
Because there's a lot of people talking about the fact that that she's not.
Okay.
And that she's just playing the game because she doesn't want to be a lame duck in her last session.
Okay.
I can't confirm any of that.
It's just the talk.
But
behind the
a lot
scenes.
more people are talking about that than talking about she's running.
Okay.
So there's that. So we have to prepare for all contingencies.
We'll just have to reach out to Robert Parker because he knows everything.
Don't give him an ego, Jesus. Well, listen, and I'm going to say something nice about Caldir Valdez, whatever her last name is this week. And it'll sound, and I mean this. She's put in her time. I mean, she's been in that seat for a long time. She just got married. She may not want to do this anymore. I mean, I've always felt like it's unfair to representatives because you're only in a 2-year spot. So as soon as you get elected, you go to session. Then as soon as you're out of session, you've got to start planning to campaign again. And there is no rest. There is no, like on a 4-year or a 6-year, you've got a little more cushion there. But it's a nonstop churn for those representatives. And in Valdez's credit, there's got to be a point where it's just, okay, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm just ready. It's time for me to move on. What's that?
She's been very quiet about the whole thing. You know, keeping it all to her chest. So we're getting towards the end of the session. And if she's going to run, she's the incumbent, and she'd be the anchor of everything that we would run to.
Yeah.
So there's no throwing her under the bus. If she's running, she's our anchor for the whole, you know, trying to win back the 26th.
Yeah.
Then we do have an issue of having a primary, which always sucks because it both candidates suffer from people not wanting to give to one or the other because the other one could win, you know.
Right.
So, you know, there's that. We're just working with the candidates. They have both agreed not to attack each other, which is kind of a refreshing in the 26th. And yeah, so we'll just see what happens. You know, me and Juliana McMahon over here in Kitsap, we've agreed that we're just gonna, for now, sit back and see how that transpires and try to put out any fires or any unnecessary issues until we have a solid idea of what's going to go on.
Yeah, Dave, make sure you talk right in the top of that microphone, though. It doesn't
that?
pick. It talk right in the top of that microphone. Yeah, it doesn't pick it very well
Sorry.
from the side. As far as Addison Richards goes, and I was told once, never trust somebody with two last names. As far as Addison Richards goes, he's been pretty quiet. Like, I haven't heard him really behind much legislation. He's certainly been busy. He's
actually really been a do nothing candidate. He's a rubber stamp for the Democrats stuff. He just was able to vote no on one particular issue, and I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but the bottom line is the Democrats have such control that they're able to let candidates like Addison, who is very susceptible to being unseated, have a few votes so they can say, you know, he's a moderate, he breaks from the party, he's not, I don't care if you had one vote, you know, the other 70 or 80 that you did, that's your record.
Right.
So no matter what, we're going to hammer him on his record, which is, it sucks. Deb's record sucks too, but she got to, you know, it's like they think, oh, you vote one time more to the Republicans, that makes you like, invulnerable, and they'll just hammer that one issue. Well, there's a ton of other votes we're going to hammer on. So we're not going to roll over, but it's going to be a war.
Yeah. It sounds like you're ready for it, though. I mean, and I mean, from a mental perspective, we're like you're just ready to.
I licked my wounds in November. By January, February, I'm rattling my saber and stabbing people. You know, it's just,
I'm glad we're friends, Dave.
Yeah, I don't take prisoners when it comes to politics.
Hey, it's not your district, but I have to ask about this. The glorious popcorn eating opportunity of watching the Tara Simmons meltdown in the 23rd, or sorry, in the 23rd, is just, it's mind-boggling. We've had, and I'm not going to drop names, although I can tell you off air, we've had contact from Democrats on the North End that are coming out against Tara. That are
the 23rd LD Democrats.
Yeah,
are totally committed to getting rid of her.
And they've offered to come on the show. They're willing to talk publicly. We talked earlier about how Republicans have had this history of infighting publicly. The Dems have really avoided that. This is, I think, the first time in a long time where I've just seen some open, like, infighting at the Democrat level.
I don't even see infighting. I'm seeing a lot of unity to get rid of her. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. They because they don't have to, and they're better at keeping it under wraps. Where, the media won't report on it. You know, but anytime a Republican sneezes the wrong way, you know, Danny Westneat, the Seattle Times is calling us, you know, the dead party and everything else. So they have a lot of help keeping it under wraps. But the Democrats, I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's their own fault for even voting for her, but she's a disgusting person. There's not an honest bone in her party, in her body. She's, you know, all she does is put up legislation to make felons, you know, less accountable. You know, she doesn't want them going to jail when they do things. I mean, she's a criminal. Though. She's a criminal in the House trying to prevent criminals from paying their time for being criminals.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
you know what it was for me, Dave? That really, because I was a big supporter.
I would support if it was a Democrat on Democrat. I would get involved to get the other Democrat. I would. I mean,
there's a moderate running.
I don't help Democrats in any way, but Tara Simmons is a very unique piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And I
Putting
would
it mildly.
support any person that could beat her and knock her out of office.
Damn.
Period.
You know what got me, Dave, with her was she took advantage of every opportunity and every loophole that was out there for her to get her record expunged, for her to get access to have firearms again.
Yeah.
She had her what she called him, her brother Drew or whatever she called, or whoever it was.
Yeah.
You know, completely do all the legwork and stuff for her. And then the minute she reaped all the benefits, she was voting to cut funds for those exact same programs that she benefited from.
Exactly.
To me, it isn't even about the felon thing. It to me just screamed, I'm looking out for me. What can I get? And then the minute I've gotten everything I can get out of it, well, we got to reallocate that money somewhere else.
Right. It's called covering her tracks.
Yeah.
If you destroy the entity that got you the money, then they're not around to have a paper trail.
Yeah, John Walker said she lost a lot of weight. That's true, John. What that did was, if you understand about ratios, right? If she's 50% asshole and 50% human being, and then you reduce the amount of body fat that she had, she's still 50% asshole, and now she's only 20% human being. The percentages are way up now. Like, it totally skews everything. Take all the water out of something, it just becomes a higher concentration of whatever's left. She's a higher concentration of asshole.
Oh my God.
Dave,
that was very profound.
You have no idea how amused I am by that. That's distiller's humor.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
I'm a funny guy for all classes. I really am. Just we'll leave the 23rd alone in a minute. But do you think she's in significant trouble, or do you think that somehow because she's the incumbent,
get ethics complaints?
Well, that $30,000 that yeah. But hold on.
There's a lot more than that. Glenn Morgan is all over it. If you've probably seen, I mean,
that's great that our side is all over it. However, but
the place where a lot of the information is coming from is the Democrats.
Okay, all right.
I know the people that are actually compiling and working this, and it's bipartisan.
I'm just saying, look at the ethics thing with Tracy Flood, and she got fucking scot-free off on that. Sorry, was that loud?
No, he doesn't like you swearing. He's a moral dude. You're profane,
potty mouth.
Listen, I am a potty mouth. I'm sorry.
You know what would make me happy?
My wife is probably listening to make sure I'm.
Oh,
not a potty
Patty,
mouth.
I'm so sorry.
Quit swearing.
Last time I was on, she was in there. Watch your language.
Patty McMullan is listening. Don't watch your mouth.
Well,
she's molding America's
Patty knows
future.
that I am no saint. So
well,
and
I read
Dave, so
I read that on the men's room wall. Listen, you know what I would love is after the next election cycle, if Tara Simmons and Michelle Valdez, Caldeir Valdez, whatever her name is, can just ride off into the sunset together, hop on a boat and sail off to Mexico together, and have us never hear from either one of them again. That'd make me happy.
That would make you very happy.
That'd make me very happy. And as I've said many times, if she ever loses an election or goes away, I will rejoice and I will take 100% of the credit for it. What is next for the rest of the state Republican wise? Now, again, I know that you're Pierce County, but what does the outlook for you look like as you're looking around at all the other counties and all the other districts and how things are moving? Is there room for hope? If you're hoping for a little less dam and a little less of this liberal spending and a little less taxes, is there hope, or should people just batten down the hatches and think this is going to be a long-term fight?
You know, if we could start winning some races, the Democrats would. They're just emboldened because we're doing such a crappy job statewide.
Mm-hmm.
That's no reflection on individual counties. Like I said, I was at that state committee meeting talking to some really great county chairs and listening to what their plans were and different things they're doing, and we're collaborating, trying to help out. I was sharing with the candidates I'm working with. They share what the candidates are working with. And on that level, we're really trying to do what we can do. There are some good candidates that are coming up. We just need to. I hate the word unify because we're all people, so neither party will be truly unified. The Democrats hate each other, but they have their crap together, and when it's time to vote, they vote the right way. Republicans, they just want to fight. And if dumbest thing I ever heard in my life was some of this, that I'd rather lose with somebody that holds my values and to vote for a rhino. I said, oh, okay, so you're the problem, you know.
I was going to ask you about that because the whole, well, they're too purple. They're not red enough for me. That's still a thing, right? I mean, that's still the stuff you'll hear about in certain conservative circles, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll never go away because everyone has their personal agenda and their personal beliefs. And a lot of it is based on lack of knowledge as to the reality of what's going on. And I say that from experience because 10, 12 years ago, I was saying the same thing. You know, but I learned, I started talking to people. I started getting respect from people that were willing to share things that don't get out there. And my perspective changed. I'm still as hardcore conservative as I ever was. I'll never change. But I've also learned that what I'm thinking isn't necessarily good for that district. Pierce County is big enough. I've got the 31st, 25th, and 2nd. It's not a matter of
Matt Marshall
of putting in Jim McCune. Yeah. My 25th reps are absolutely awesome, but it's really not a matter of a Republican winning. It's which one. Yeah. But then you got the 27th, which is communist Tacoma, the 28th, which is very disappointingly getting filled with Seattleites, and the 29th that is just so blue collar that they just they vote old school Democrat, even though the new socialist Democrat is because they don't pay attention. You know, so I'm dealing with the entire spectrum.
Right.
You know, some East Side counties, man, I would love to be an East Side county chair because it's red bliss.
Yeah.
And I get jealous of them sometimes because I have to deal with the entire spectrum.
Yeah.
And I have to, and I do willingly. There's a lot of people that would, you know, say that guy's nothing but a flippin' rhino. I quite like the person, and that person communicates with me, and we may not agree, but the respect's there, and I get a lot of useful information, things that I can use to help get Republicans elected. So I would say I've evolved.
Yeah.
I'm a smarter.
You're saying you've progressed,
conservative than I was 10, 12 years ago.
Are you saying you've progressed, Dave?
That is not what he's.
I'm not progressive.
Dave, I think that's great.
I've evolved.
He did evolve.
I've become more worldly.
Yeah.
I kind of had that same revelation when I was in Ohio looking in on Washington politics. Remember when I came on when I moved back? I was saying the same thing. We can't treat all of the districts the same.
Yeah. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And sometimes, you know.
And some Republican is better than no Republican.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd rather take the worst Republican that still will vote 80% of the time.
Right.
I've never seen, rarely have I seen a Republican.
I mean,
that calls himself a Republican, because you can call yourself anything you want in this state, that did at least vote Reagan's 80%.
Right.
You know, it's just some of those 20% issues are real bombs that divide people, you know.
And it's a fine line in deciding between your moral values when you go into office, but also keeping in mind that you're still there to protect individual liberty. So you still have to represent the people that may not have voted for you. So, I mean, I think 80-20 is a great freaking mix.
Yeah. Well, it just,
as long as it's not on something
because that 20% is different amongst everybody that is disagreeing on that 20%.
I get it.
I do appreciate you mentioned that people can call each other whatever they can call themselves whatever they want to. Like Tom calls himself a libertarian, and really that's just a made up term that doesn't mean anything.
Gosh.
Well, there's a big difference. I honestly, a lot of my views are libertarian.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between libertarian values and the Libertarian Party.
Right.
Libertarian values are actually very constitutional and individual liberty.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things I say, yeah. I mean, I even took their little sometimes when the Libertarian Party has their
the test
thing.
Yeah.
And 8 times out of 10, I kind of fit into that libertarian type of thing. The Libertarian Party, they're batshit crazy.
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
I've
Hold it.
never met a bigger bunch of dumbasses.
Ha-
as far as the
ha-
party. I'm just
hang
gonna
on.
say it. I don't care. I had one that told me that because I wouldn't support him. He's running as a libertarian, and Alicia might remember the
I
guy.
do remember.
Yeah.
His name just popped into my head.
You know, he was just like saying, you should support me. Just, you know, I said, you're a libertarian. We're not going to endorse you. And he says, I'm going to get postcards put out in every single one of your precincts, and I'm going to get you kicked out. And he was like the state libertarian chairman or pretty close to it. And I said, dude, I got districts that have more money in the bank than your whole freaking state party. Go for it.
Also, I'm Dave McMullan, bitch.
I think you should bust that out every once in a while. Just remind people.
You should.
That's I only say that when I'm in front of a mirror by myself.
You know when I knew I loved you, Dave. Just to be clear, two words: Joseph Brumbles. Hey, the last question I've got.
Thinking of.
By the way, Brumbles, I'm still waiting for the legal action and the lawsuit that you never gave me. You told me you were going to sue me. I'm still waiting. It must have gotten lost in the mail. God, he was such an idiot. Brumbles the clown. The last question I wanted to ask you, there's a lot of pushback from the national stuff, obviously, right? Trump and ICE and all that kind of stuff. From a party level, county level in this state, does that hurt what you guys are trying to do in this state? What's happening on the Republican level nationally? Does it help? Does it really not play into it at all? Or what is the national stuff impact?
Washington is such a unique state. It is so blue in the last presidential election. Even California slightly shifted to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Washington State was the only state that went farther to the left.
Which I don't get.
So a lot of the voters are absolutely in a bubble. They're just in a bubble. Those of us that go outside the borders, we see America.
Mm-hmm.
We see where Trump is doing some great stuff. And we pay attention to that. But there's a lot of people. Trump got fewer votes than any of our state candidates, even the land commissioner, and he got the fewest votes of any Republican running statewide.
Mm.
And so that says something in this state. I love President Trump. I see the things he's doing. And the reason we don't have $5 gasoline in Washington State is because what he's doing to lower the national level stuff.
Yep.
People who pay attention and understand see what his tariffs are doing. And, but you've got morons that like Bob Ferguson that keep browbeating everybody that it's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrible. And these lemmings, they listen.
Yeah.
And it just is what it is. So we have to do a better job of messaging to the independents, people that there's still a lot of common sense people out there, but they just blindly vote Democrat because that's what they've been trained to do since they were kids.
Yeah.
I
get that.
I grew up in a Democrat, old school. Kennedy. If people get pissed off at Robert Kennedy, he's actually like his father and President Kennedy. It's all the siblings that went way off to the left.
Yeah.
Robert Kennedy Jr. is actually doing what his father and uncle would be doing if they were still alive. I know this because I do read history. I've read their books. I've followed what they do. Robert Kennedy is a protege of the original Kennedy dynasty.
Right on.
Dave, we love you, man. Thanks for coming up and spending some time with us on a Sunday. Let's continue these chats.
Always good to see you, my
I'll
friend.
come on anytime you want, and I'll come live.
No, I love it, man. You're never afraid to drive up here. The door's always open. We'll do this
on Zoom. I can't get a hug from Alicia. So.
Aww.
Once I'm in person, I can never get a hug from Alicia. So, but it's really good to see you, man. And listen, as far as the cancer stuff, as far as the cancer stuff goes, man, we love you. I'm gonna just speak for the whole crew. We love you. We're praying for you. We're thinking about you.
Updated. I'm just very optimistic, and like I said, if there's anything I can make lemonade out of lemons, is I'm not hiding it.
Yeah.
I just threw it out there. And when I first threw it out there, just because I'm a Facebook nut, I even said it on the post. I said, I'm just posting this because I just post everything.
Yeah.
And I shared it. But then when I started getting all these people that were showing support and actually confiding in me off the comments and stuff, well, I had it too. And, it embarrassed them and this, that, and the other thing started to make me think. And I'm just going to talk about it and be open about it, because I've heard about the people that died from prostate cancer, and it's because they ignored the signals.
Yeah.
So it's just like, listen to your body.
Yeah, we're glad you didn't, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got a wife that kicks my butt to
she
do
does.
that stuff.
She's a
too,
strong
so
woman.
I'll give her a lot of credit. It's her fault. I mean, if I live to be 80, she's the one that has to live with me. So
Well, I'll tell you this, man. And again, I think I speak for all of us, but if you need anything from any of us, let us know. You need your lawn mowed. You need dinner delivered.
You need someone to eat tacos with. I'm your girl.
You need someone to pick you up and take you to a
tacos before the thing. It was great catching up.
Yep.
Yeah. You need someone to pick you up, take you to chemo, to give your wife a break, whatever you need, man. Don't hesitate to reach out.
Chemo, it's radiation.
Or radiation. Yeah. But I'm just saying, whatever you need, don't hesitate to ask. We got you, brother.
I appreciate it.
All right. Dave McMullan, he's the Pierce County Republican Party chair. And most importantly, a really good dude. Thanks, man. We appreciate you.
A lot.
All right, we're gonna go to break. When we come back out of break, we're going to talk about some other stuff, including what's going on in Mexico. Which, let's be honest,
that's cool.
I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. It makes me so happy to see it, and I'll tell you why when we get back. It's Outlaw Radio Network. Hour 1 down. 5 more hours to go.
Oh.
We're back after this. OutlawRadioNetwork.com.
Under this ground, surrounded by skeletons that were lost and never found, buried in complacency, but it's time for me to get out, and it's time to leave the dead things behind. I'm feeling my heartbeat now, I'm taking myself out of this graveyard, taking myself out of this graveyard, a shovel in my hand, ready to stand again, taking myself out of this graveyard, out of this graveyard. Looking back into this grave, I see just a pale, cold, lifeless version of me. But I'm finally out of this hole, reclaim my soul, filling all the vacancy with a new hope that I found. And it's time to leave the dead things behind. I'm feeling my heartbeat now, feeling my heartbeat now. I'm taking myself out of this graveyard, taking myself out of this graveyard, a shovel in my hand, ready to stand again, taking myself out of this graveyard. Of this graveyard, taking myself out of this graveyard, a shovel in my hand, ready to stand again, taking myself out of this graveyard. I got ambition, had a vision in my heart, the hard decision, turn the lights off, set the mic up, turn the lights off on this utopia, what my mind's on, the ambition flows, I won't fall for stop us, keep us secluded. I desire something greater. I will be confined, overcoming my sorrows, leave it all behind. You see a brighter future. I see a world of lies, a place where dreams come true, but our hopes go to die. No more condemnation, no more false tomorrow. You live in fabrication, but my time won't be borrowed. I won't be held captive by these fake people with their masks on here to take my heart, my ambitions to the grave. To all these sick people, it's just a game. I desire something greater. I will be confined, overcoming my sorrows, leave it all behind. In this world full of chaos, I will find my peace. Motivation is a decoy, discipline is key.
All right, it's Outlaw Radio. We're coming back from the break. Thanks for checking out the show. Thanks again to Dave McMullan, head of the Pierce County Republican Party, and again, just a quality dude, all around, complete quality dude. Let me unmute your microphones. Sorry, I'm doing multitasking tonight. I've said this a whole bunch on the show, and I'll say it again. We've had some really cool experiences on the show, from doing the Derby to I got to interview Terry Bradshaw several years ago, to just all the stuff that comes with doing the show.
Right.
To me, the coolest thing about doing this show is the people that I meet in the political end of things. Getting to know Dave, getting to know Jesse, getting to know some of these other people that we've had a lot of conversations with, and been able to really kind of drill down and have off-record conversations and see how the sausage gets made, so to speak.
Right.
And so I think that's the coolest part about doing this, is just, before Dave was a name, now I know Dave is a man and as a person, and does do with integrity, and it's cool. It's the best part about doing this show.
He is definitely a solid guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't know Beeler if it wasn't for this show, right? I mean, we brought you on as a candidate when you were running for 26th representative in the second seat, trying to unseat Caldeer back in the day, and you failed. But
for rubbing that into my face,
but I
doesn't
think
hurt enough that I lost.
But I think that as bad as you felt about not being able to beat that ridiculous human being, you came out ahead because you know me, and so it's a bonus.
Is that what we call a win?
Yeah, that's a win, baby. It is a win. Before we move on to other topics, I'm opening a meat and cheese tray for Beeler so that she can get to the meat and cheese.
I need some protein.
Yeah, I know that my job here is to keep my hosts happy.
It's about time. Geez.
Plus, it means Beeler will be less likely to clock me when I grab her hair later.
Don't grab my hair.
So listen, does anything about what Dave McMullan said radiate to you guys or stand out to you guys? Anything that you guys want to comment on more before we move topics?
I mean, I've been pretty critical of the state party since I moved back, because I haven't liked what I've seen from it. It's gone considerably downhill. I've not hidden that fact on the show. And I think the last time Dave was here, I encouraged him to get somebody in there that could handle it, or someone a little younger, a little more with a little more mobility. So I like where the direction's heading.
With the party?
What's coming?
You mean with the state Republican Party?
The state Republican Party. I think
you're excited about it right now.
Not right now. I think that things are going to turn around.
She thinks she will be excited about it.
Yeah.
When?
I don't know. Hopefully soon. Jeez.
Because like, as one of those like small third party guys, one of the things that I try to vote for is balance. I would love to see the state legislature 50-50.
Yeah.
Right. Because then everyone has to get along and
then everybody's
and
getting
communicate. And exactly.
I'd like about 4 years of Republican domination in the legislature.
No.
To completely jerk the course of this back towards the middle and then go to that 50-50. Because I think if we were 50-50 now, nothing would change because they'd have to negotiate and they'd have to find common middle ground. And with as far left as we've gone, we really need about 4 years, maybe 6 years of just complete Republican domination in Olympia to flip back some of this ludicrous stuff like the income tax, like the card tabs, like the excessive budget increases, like we're going to make everybody buy electric cars bull crap. Like all that stuff's got to be parlayed back to the middle. And then I'd be okay with the 50-50. But we need a little shock.
As long as it's done right. So I think part of the problem is like following the Biden administration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trump came in guns blazing and it's like, oh, I'm going to get retribution here and here and
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start playing the retribution game, then we're just stuck in the same political bullshit cycle. So there would have to be restraint. And I don't think either party's capable of that.
Maybe.
I mean,
we certainly can't keep doing what we're doing now.
No.
We cannot keep having the spending that we're having now, the laws and regulations that we're having now, the repressive tax structure that we're having now. We can't continue in this state where we're going.
No, agreed. And damn it, right at the end when we were talking with Dave, I had a thought. I was like, oh yeah, I'll bring that up after the break. And now I can't remember.
That happens to me all the time.
All right, let's talk about what's going on in Mexico.
Yeah.
So, do you know that CNN has put all their stuff behind a paywall now?
I did not know that.
It is freaking glorious. If anybody thinks I'm going to pay to read CNN's news, they are out of their mind because there's 8,000 other ways for me to get news online.
That's how I feel about the Kitsap Sun.
Oh, well, you know what?
What?
Hold on. I'll send it to you guys. There is a website you can go to that gets around the paywalls for any paywall site.
Yeah.
I'll get that to you. Anyway, so
any paywall site.
That's what it says. I haven't tested all of them, obviously, but yeah.
Huh.
So here's what we know. We know that in Canada, God damn it.
Other direction.
Yeah, in Mexico. So the Mexican military was able to get a hold of a guy called El Mencho, which, by the way, if your name is the Mensch, that doesn't really instill the heart of fear in me as the leader of a cartel. But whatevs. What?
What's that translate to?
I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Translate El Mencho to English. It is. It's a nickname for Spanish-speaking regions, particularly Mexico, for men named Nemesio. It has no direct, separate English translation. I'm just going to call him the Mensch. All right. So the Mensch got killed by the Mexican army on Sunday. He's the head, or was the head, of one of the most, if not the most powerful drug cartel in Mexico. His death sent cartel members into complete total chaos. They are burning businesses. They're setting cars on fire. They're just completely going nuts. They're clashing with security forces. Americans that are in the country have been ordered to stay indoors, shelter in place. Don't leave your hotel room. Don't go out and about.
Wow.
Any Americans or anybody else for that matter that was supposed to fly out of the country today, they can't. They've closed the airports because of violence, especially in Jalisco. The Guadalajara area, it's total, complete chaos. As I said to open the show tonight, I absolutely love this. Not because I like the chaos and not because I like stuff getting burned to the ground. That's a Democrat thing. But because I like the fact that the Mexican government finally stood up to the drug cartels.
Yeah.
This is something that we haven't seen them do in forever. In fact, it's been the other way. when a leader takes aim at the cartels usually have them killed.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we've seen this flip in a while. Now, my fear is this is just going to devolve. And if it was the president of Mexico, I don't remember what her name is, but if she was behind this, if this was a federal push and not like a regional push or whatever, that she's going to wind up dead within a week, because the cartels have done that in the past and they're not afraid to do it again. But my hope is this is the beginning of something new in Mexico, where they listen to the pressure being applied by the Trump administration, because you have to give Trump some credit for this, and then they continue to go full force against the cartels.
Well, Mexico did see what happened with Maduro in Venezuela. So
yeah, but we were never going to handle Mexico like Venezuela.
No, that's because Mexico doesn't have 330 billion barrels of oil in reserve.
Well, there's that, and we're also an ally with Mexico.
Yeah,
like it's a little bit different with Venezuela because we're not allies, and Venezuela is part of BRICS, and they're hooked up with the Chinese and the Russians, and Mexico's a little bit of a different kettle of fish.
Agreed.
But as I said earlier, I wouldn't have been surprised if one day we woke up to news that Trump had sent helicopters in there to go target cartels. That wouldn't have surprised me. If we sent American Apache helicopters across the border, they went 20, 30 miles across the border, took out some cartel leadership or whatever, and then flew back. That wouldn't have shocked me. I'm glad that we didn't have to. I'm glad that this was handled by Mexico the way it should be handled, because it's Mexican ground. The word that we're getting is that there was intelligence information that was given to the Mexicans from the U.S. government. I was told it was free intelligence, which means they didn't ask for anything in return. They just said, "Hey, by the way, we know where this guy's at.
Go look under that bush.
Go look into that bush. Go look in that part of the desert." And it was successful. I don't know, Beeler. What do you have a feeling what happens next, or is it too early to tell?
I think we're in the beginning stages. I mean, who's to say that the cartel isn't going to fight back at this point? So who knows which direction it's going to go.
I think it's tons of fun.
Do you?
I really do.
I would just implore you to think about if that was happening here on U.S. soil, it still wouldn't be fun.
No, I think this is tons of fun. I think it's fun in the respect of watching the Mexicans finally decide to get their house in order. Like this is when you've got a friend who always dates the wrong dude, and she finally kicks the wrong dude out, knowing that it's going to cause her challenges to make her rent and pay her bills and do the stuff that she's got to do, but it's a necessary part of the process to get where you want to be. So I'm not in favor or a fan of all the chaos or people that might get hurt or lose their property, whatever. But I think it's fun because it's the beginning process of Mexico starting the big bad breakup with the bad boyfriend.
And you're looking at it emotionally like the beta woman you are.
No, I'm looking.
I'm looking at it. I'm just.
I'm not looking at it emotionally as a beta. I'm looking at it actually a little bit as an alpha, in the fact that you have to do the hard things to get to where the right things are. You have to make the hard decisions and deal with hardship to get to where the right.
You're
things
looking
are.
at it from that aspect of it. I'm looking at the heartbreak that I'm seeing from the people that are losing their property and
who's
stuff like
beta
that.
now?
I'm a human being and I have a heart.
Oh, so you're beta. Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
a female. It's
tonight we learned that
different.
Alicia Beeler is beta. She's a softie. But I don't want the people to suffer. Well, they've already been suffering for literally generations because of the cartels down there.
Listen, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in this particular instance with them losing their homes and stuff like that.
So what Beeler is saying is she'd rather have the drug cartels in charge.
You know what? It's not a one or the other thing, Kevin. Stop
You don't think
putting
so?
words in my mouth.
Doesn't it have to be one or the other thing? At this point, isn't it a one or the other thing? You either finally take a stand against the cartels, knowing that there's going to be backlash and pushback, or you don't to maintain the peace. It's kind of
they
one or the
just
other.
did that. No.
Okay. You get so mad at me. I don't know why.
Kevin,
Just asking me questions.
because your tone changes and it's like,
I'm just asking
I don't
you.
know what it is. It's like
I'm just asking you questions.
No,
I'm just looking out for you.
gosh, it's your face, man. It's your face.
My face.
Yep.
How dare you?
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Boss baby, I'm sorry. I didn't see your messages till after I just saw your messages that you sent earlier, so I apologize. I didn't see them. Yeah. Okay. I'm flabbergasted that Beeler's so mad at me.
Next. You didn't send an agenda of what we were talking about.
I did not send an agenda. I haven't done an agenda in quite a while.
I know, it's really getting annoying.
Why don't you do an agenda then? God bless it. Hey, can I ask you a question about the Nancy Guthrie thing?
I might not have an answer.
Well, no, I think that's the point, right? She's been gone for 3 weeks.
Right.
We've wasted time, energy, resources, media coverage, all of that. I still believe the only reason why we cared is because her daughter's a rich white girl. Is there any logical answer for this besides the cartels having taken her?
What?
I think the cartel took her.
Why? When did the cartel come into this?
I think the cartel took her. She lived in Arizona, not far from the border. I think the cartel took her in an attempt for ransom.
Just come up with this?
No, I've thought about it for the last several days. No, I've thought about it for the last several days.
Oh, I was going to say,
Lori, your ice cream cone looks really good.
Thanks for bringing the
What
rest of the
flavor
crew
did you
some.
get?
Appreciate it.
There you go.
I was going to say, to what end? I mean, other than ransom.
Ransom.
Right.
But
Kevin.
I don't know.
There's no chance she's alive anymore, is there?
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, she had heart medication she had to be taken daily, and she hasn't had it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
If she's not dead, she's in a pretty bad spot.
Are they still communicating with the police?
I don't know if they ever were. The cops have been so tight-lipped.
Yeah.
The news agencies have said that they've gotten ransom letters,
Yeah.
but nobody knows
If they're actually real.
Yeah, nobody knows if they're actually from the kidnappers or not, or just somebody else trying to make a quick buck, right?
So there needs to be proof of life.
Oh wait, Boss Baby's here. Hi, Boss Baby. I didn't realize you made your. Hold on, let me turn your. I had to mute that channel because it was giving me noises. Hold on. What up, Boss Baby?
Hi.
It's
Can
our
you hear
red true crime expert. What's going on?
Yeah. Why are you not asking me?
Yeah.
Are you following this?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well,
so
what do you know?
years ago, Savannah Guthrie was the one who called out all the Epstein stuff. Not recently, years ago.
Yeah.
And her husband is one of the people who he's really easy to look up, but like he helps like cover up stuff, like do the blacking out of things in contracts and stuff. Her husband is very much a powerful person as well.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of the perfect person to do this right now. As Margie said in the chat, like deflect, like, yeah, this is quite a big deflection of what else is going on right now. I mean, there's a lot of rabbit holes that this one will take you down, but that's one of the biggest and most obvious is she's not just a rich white girl. She is a rich white girl that exposed all this drama a long time ago.
Well, yeah, I don't mean that's why whatever happened, but I think that's what the reason why the media is so in love with covering this story day and night is because she's a rich, attractive white girl.
Or
yes and no.
One of them. I mean,
yeah,
they're people.
Yeah, she's definitely one of them. She is a media person. She's like the number one person on the Today Show right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
what'd you say, Beals?
That's exactly what I was saying.
What?
Yeah.
They're looking out for their own. That's why it's such a big deal.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it should be a wake-up call to anybody famous at this point. Like, I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen this more often, where people target loved ones of news reporters, of investigative journalists, of the famous and the elite to prove a point. I'm not saying it should happen, but I'm surprised it hasn't happened more.
Maybe
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
the start of a new trend.
Oh, they'll be copycats.
I wish they would just prosecute everybody in the Epstein file that did something wrong.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
I
there
have-
are people listed in that didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Per se. They're just listed
Right.
in there, but people are going, look, he's
Well-
in the Epstein files. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
No, I
that
mean, we have
doesn't
to use our
say-
brains on that. But if they
Yeah.
did something that warrants them going to jail, they need to be prosecuted. I don't care who they are.
Do any of you guys have a feeling that you really understand what's in the Epstein files at this point?
I think it's just, this is so much bigger than anyone could ever imagine. It's just, and I'm sure there's many different facets to it besides what we know as citizens here.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the motivation behind all of it is I mean, other than just the obvious disgusting side of the Epstein files, I don't know if it was intended to be, this big blackmail network for Epstein, because to what end other than making money, but he already had his own, like financier thing going on. So there's not really a need to break the law.
Right.
So
Except he was a pedophile, so
right. Well, I mean, and that was the disgusting side of him.
Yeah.
But I don't know that the whole Epstein thing baffles me.
Pretty crazy stuff.
I think the challenge for me with the Epstein files is I still don't know what the truth is.
Right.
Like, there's so many media reports that are conflicting about who was in it, who's not in it, who was in it.
You
but-
literally have to read it for yourself to have
I
any
have-
understanding. And it's so big. There's, everybody's going to take their, okay, I read this much and this is what it's about.
Hi.
Yeah, I have no desire to read it because I just think it would gross me out bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 3 million pages of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to read it. It just seems like it's such an awful story, such a completely awful thing to even have to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's bring the CEO on with us as well. Oh, did you want to come on? Well, hold on, let me turn your mic.
Okay.
Did you want to come on?
No, it's fine. Boss baby's on.
Oh, well, you sat there, so I thought you had something
Yeah.
you wanted to say to
Just
this. So I was gonna.
Just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I think the initial results of the Epstein files are being felt right now. Like I think it was Norway, Netherlands have seen some political change because of this. I forget which hotel, but CEO has stepped down. A couple different key executives have stepped down because of the Epstein files and their names being in it. So we're seeing change in that respect, but are we seeing change in behavior? Are kids still being trafficked?
Yeah, they sure are.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, this isn't going to stop it for sure. I mean, Epstein was in prison. His whatever void he left in that market was going to be filled by somebody else. The question is who filled it and how are they filling it? And
I mean, why don't you just go with the cartel? That's what the answer has been to everything tonight with you.
no, I think the cartel took Guthrie. I'm trying to figure out.
I mean,
well, I mean the cartel is certainly doing business in the human trafficking
Oh, absolutely.
world.
Definitely.
So
And
what would be the motivation for the cartel?
Ransom. That's all. Ransom. I mean, Guthrie makes millions upon millions upon millions of dollars a year. She's got a lot of money she could throw that way. It would just it's the only logical thing I've got now, right? The FBI has announced that they've ruled out all the family members, so that's
they have.
Yeah, they announced
even the son-in-law.
Yeah, according to the FBI, in the like Thursday or so, they announced that they had cleared all family members from anything.
Okay.
They haven't been able to find any other credible evidence. They don't have anything else to go on.
Mm-hmm.
They've interviewed a whole lot of people, but they won't tell us who they are, or why they've interviewed them. The only thing that makes sense to me at this point is the cartel trying to grab her for some kind of ransom grab.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she died.
Yeah.
Which is why we're not hearing anything now.
Yeah.
I think if she was still alive, they would still be negotiating a ransom demand, and she
Right.
probably would have been released by now. But she didn't. She was older and she was frail and she was on
Mhm.
really important medication.
Yeah.
And she died, and now they've just gone off the contact list. And by the way, I feel horrible for Savannah Guthrie and the rest of her family, because this has got to be the most agonizing thing to go through.
Mhm.
You know, they're missing and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Like that's not
true.
Yeah.
Boss baby, what about you? Oh,
Well,
is she gone? She is.
Yeah, she
Oh, she
left
dipped
she
out.
left the feed. You shut up and she got out of here.
Ah.
I think what she said was F this B, and then she left. So she was like, F this
No,
B.
she didn't. No.
She said, well, she's not here to tell me I'm wrong. So clearly I'm right. And now she's over there hacking up a lung. Yeah.
Cartel, I don't know.
I just think it's a stretch.
Yeah, I do too. I agree.
Then I
It's
mean, what
probably
is it?
gonna be some guy she pissed off in a grocery store or some shit like that. She took the last paper towels. I don't know. And it's just gonna be some random person.
I think it's going to be random, but I think it's going to be something along the lines of someone who delivered to her regularly, whether it was FedEx or Amazon or Uber Eats or something like that. Something where they're like, oh, they saw Savannah there. Oh, money. Could be.
Yeah. I don't know. The reason I think it's got to be the cartels, because I think that in order to get her off the radar as quickly as they did,
Mhm.
they had to have a network in which to get her through.
True.
Like, I don't think any average Joe Schmo could kidnap some chick from her house and completely have them off the radar, where completely untrackable after that.
Yeah, they can.
I don't know.
People get kidnapped every day across
dude,
the
all you
United
need-
States by just getting thrown into a car.
That's all you need.
Or a
Some
trunk.
chloroform in a van.
So one of the unique
Tom, what did you
things-
do in your pre-radio show life, Tom? What are you?
So one of the unique things about this case is that Nancy Guthrie has a defibrillator, internal defibrillator
Right.
that is connected to her phone, and it feeds into her cardiologist's office, as well as her kids can track it as well.
Mhm.
Within 30 minutes of whoever came up to that Ring doorbell on her house and disabled it, within 30 minutes, they had disabled the phone app tracking. Now, whether that is they took the SIM card out of the phone or whatever, but
Yeah.
so that stopped 30 minutes after.
Yeah, I think the Guthrie family needs to be planning a memorial service at this point. I wish that there was a different resolution, but I just, with her medical issues and her medication, I just can't imagine that there's any way she comes back.
I mean, if they knew how to do all that, maybe they knew what was going on with her and had medicine ready for her. Who knows?
Maybe.
Right. Because, I mean, if it was the cartel, let's go along your theory here, Kevin. If it was the cartel, they have a network. They have a network of doctors.
Yeah, they do.
They're going to be able to support that and keep her alive, because ultimately that's the only way you get paid.
And I think probably if it was
That's
the
true.
cartel, that's the only way she is alive right now.
Mhm.
Because if
Yeah.
it's anyone else, they're not going to have that kind of.
Oh yeah, they're not going to have that sophistication to get medication.
John Walker asked, how much money does Samantha have? Let me check. Does
Savannah?
Yeah, let me look.
Millions upon 1000000s. But she lives in New York City, so
Well, according to the Google search, she has a net worth of about 40 million.
That's not chump change.
is that just
That's
her or
that's
her husband?
net worth. Her
Okay.
net worth. So yeah, I don't know. I would have expected if she was going to come home, she'd have came home by now. I mean, the fact that this has played out for 3 weeks, I think, is not. You know, listen, I watch enough 48 hours to know that after the first 48 hours, the chances of getting somebody
True.
back is pretty slim.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, but the FBI puts up rules against, don't give them the ransom or get more proof of life or whatever. So they could be going back and forth. And just to see the Instagram post that I saw from Savannah where, she's going through it.
Yeah, she looks exhausted and
Mhm.
beaten up, and God, I can't blame her. I love Savannah Guthrie. Like, I just just the way that she presents herself. I think she seems, relatively reasonable for somebody in the media.
Right.
So you just feel for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It just seems like a total, complete, awful way to be, and now to not know. I would hope that this shines a light on other similar stuff we see that doesn't get this kind of coverage. I mean, I mentioned on last week's show, MMIW is a real thing.
Yeah.
Missing and murdered Indigenous women is a thing, and it doesn't get talked about, and it doesn't get the press coverage that it gets. The ratio of African American women and Latino women that go missing that aren't even talked about in the media, but the minute a cute little blonde girl like Natalie Holloway goes, it gets talked about ad nauseum. I mean, this is all real in the way that the media presents it.
True.
And
very true.
And maybe there's a little bit of a reckoning in this story. I doubt it.
Yeah.
I really doubt it. But I would hope there's a reckoning in this story about how we handle cases like this. Because if this had been some other 76 or 86 or however years old her mom was,
wouldn't have been a blip.
If this had been some elderly woman, it might have made the news in a passing thing.
Right.
Police are looking for an 86-year-old woman in Sacramento who went missing, film at 11, and then they never would have talked about it again. The only reason we're talking about this one because of who her daughter is.
Yeah.
And so I do think there needs to be a reckoning on how we cover these stories. I mentioned this before, but I listen to a lot of Dateline 2020, Another 48 Hours when I work, because I have to have noise in my head when I work and I can't do total silence.
Right.
And every time I listen to one of those stories, I Google the name of the victim. Because I'm curious. 90%, 95% of the time they're a woman, and 99% of the time that they're a woman, they're a white girl.
Yep.
Why is that? It's not because only white women are being kidnapped. It's because that's who people get upset. I don't even blame the media for that. There's a reason why they do that, and it's because the audience wants to hear those stories.
As soon as you start trying to I guess broaden the scope of coverage like that, it becomes overwhelming, right? I mean, there's 350, 380 million people in the United States.
Correct.
And so when you start looking at the numbers of people that get disappeared, I mean, it's a small fraction of that, but that's a big number. So I mean, the coverage becomes, impossible. It turns into too many faces, too many names.
Agreed. I think for me, the problem is when we see them faces and the names, they're predominantly white and they're predominantly attractive young women.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I understand the narrative on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
so if it was, we're not covering everybody, but it doesn't feel like there's a slant towards one group or one race or one age range or whatever. If it was just, well, this is interesting because of how it went down or where it happened or their connections in the community or whatever, then that would make sense to me. But when you see a very small amount of them getting talked about at all, and then 99% of the ones that do get talked about are really attractive white women, you just have to ask why is that? Why does it play out that way? I know you hate the race conversation, Beeler, but
no,
I think it's an interesting
I
conversation.
actually agree with you on that, but I think in this case in particular, I think it's more about who her daughter is than because she's a white woman that the media has come out, as I've already stated.
Yes.
Right. But and the answer to the other question, I mean, the bigger question there is just the fact that the media outlets are going to cover that because that's what people tune in for, and that's what sells advertising. But that's what sells advertising, and at the end of the day, I mean, it's about making a buck.
Absolutely.
Michelle Mabel is listening to us at twice the speed to catch up to us. I love that. That's great.
So we sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
That's great. Or Beeler sounds normal. Margie said, why leave her mom alone? Her mom is an adult who lived on her own. Like her mom wasn't in a invalid position. She wasn't in a care facility or a nursing home.
Yeah.
She was an older adult who lived on her own and was able to take care of herself. She had people that came in during the day to help with some of the day-to-day stuff and do some medical stuff for her, but she was totally competent to live on her own. And what I don't like about Margie's comment is, well, why did they leave her alone? Like there's something wrong with leaving her alone. Her mom clearly wanted to live by herself. I'm sure Savannah would have taken her ass to New York.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that if I was rich and famous and I had a mom that was getting older in years, I'd want to take her with me to wherever I was at so she could be with me and near the kids and keep an eye on her and help her out.
Yep.
What I'm imagining is Savannah Guthrie is a pretty tough cookie. She didn't get to where she's at by not being a little tough and not being able to deal with stuff. She probably got that from her mom.
Right.
And her mom was probably not going to be like, I'm not leaving Arizona.
Yeah.
This is home. I'm not going anywhere. This is my house. You know?
Well, and her other daughter and son-in-law were, I think, not, if not daily, at least a few times a week, helping out, taking her to appointments, all that. So, yeah. I mean, you know, when my dad was around, several conversations about having him move in, and he was like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I mean,
Love you dearly, but nope.
yeah, but not only is there the conversation about just, you know, independence in your golden years or whatever, but there is a huge cultural difference between Arizona and New York.
Yes.
Absolutely, there
Yes.
is, yeah.
I mean,
yes.
You know, I've been to New York. I don't want to live in New York. Hell no.
It's fun to visit, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So is Vegas, but I wouldn't want to live in Las Vegas. And
I
New
s-
Orleans. I love New Orleans. I wouldn't want to live there.
I spent a year in New York one night waiting for my flight to change. So it was, it felt like a year. And it was like 6 hours.
Yeah.
It was just, no, you could not pay me enough to relocate to any part of the Eastern Seaboard. You just couldn't do it.
I loved people watching there. It was the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Beeler's going to shoot this down the minute I say it. But I wish that all of us would just travel to DC together. Like go do a 1 week.
Let's go.
1 week outlaw trip. We'll get an Airbnb and just spend a week in DC. Do all the touristy
I've actually
things.
never been there. I would love that.
Or-
Yeah, me too.
So here's something a lot of people don't know. You probably know this because you're smart, Beeler.
Oh my gosh. Buttering you up.
If you,
Yeah, what is going on right
if
now?
you email your U.S. representative's office and let them know you're going to DC,
Yep.
give them the dates you're going.
I don't want to fucking see Emily Randall.
No.
in
Can
DC.
I finish? Don't put words in my mouth. If you email the office, you don't even have to talk to Randall. She has schmugs that do it for her. But you tell them these are the dates that I'm going, and these are the things I want to see. I want to see the Library of Congress. I want a White House tour. I want to do a Capitol tour.
Yeah.
They will set it all up for you and email you back an itinerary of what your appointments are.
That's amazing.
When I
did
went
not know
there,
that.
when I went there in 2018, I saw the Mint, I saw the Auschwitz, the Holocaust Museum, I saw the Capitol. I did a Library of Congress tour. I had a tour set up for the White House, but it got canceled at the last minute. Like I literally did everything else in DC, and it was all set up by your U.S. representative's office. So it's a great way to do it. It's all free. There's no charge to do any of that stuff. So if you ever get a chance to go to DC, like take advantage of that.
Yeah.
It's effing amazing.
Cool.
And then I got lucky. I got 2 tours of the Capitol that tour. I got the regular one, and then I got one given by Derek Kilmer because I had a friend who was married to a lobbyist that was in a group with him. And I happened to be there the same weekend they were there. And she was like, well, why don't you come hang out with us and we'll go. I was almost going to swear at you. I'm trying so hard not to swear at you. Kevin said the Smithsonian is on his bucket list. Go there. Every single Smithsonian museum in DC is free. Yeah, the only museum in DC that costs money is the Bible Museum because it's a private museum.
Oh, okay. But don't you have to set up appointment times for the Smithsonian
It
museums?
did not in 2018.
Okay.
Now I think
During COVID,
I think
thought
COVID you had to because they
Yeah.
were trying to control flow.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's the case anymore.
Okay.
I'd be amazed if, especially with the Trump administration, if that was the case now.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah. But we should do that. We should all
Yeah,
take a
I would
week,
love to go.
get an Airbnb. Beely, you would have loved my Airbnb. My Airbnb was in the basement of a house, and it was so they had remodeled their basement into an Airbnb. It was clearly an old carriage house because there was a walkway about 3.5 feet wide in between their house and the next house. They were where you would lead the horses from the back of the carriage house.
That's cool.
And so I would every night I would steal a Lime bike or a Lime
Oh,
bike.
Yeah.
And I would hide it back there so nobody would take it. So I would have a Lime bike the next morning when I woke up to go back into town, and then I would just switch out to a new Lime bike that was fully charged. It was great. But yeah, I recommend DC for everybody, especially if you have kids, because you can take them to all the things there for free.
Cool.
And all you got to pay for is food. So it's good stuff.
DC is on my to-do list someday. So
It's on my bucket list for sure.
Oh, it's totally worth it.
Because I've seen parts of New York and the surrounding areas just because that's where my folks are from. So road trips back to grandparents or whatever when I was a kid, but we never saw DC.
Can I tell you the coolest thing I did in DC? I took a boat up the Potomac. We left out of Alexandria. I took a boat up the Potomac.
Okay.
Until I got to Mount Vernon.
Okay.
Which was George Washington's.
Yeah. Cool.
And when you,
I want to see his distillery really bad.
so when you, the boat pulls up and you walk off the boat, and to the right up on the hill is his estate, is his building, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the left is where all of his crops were grown, and the slave quarters and all of that is to the left.
Mhm.
And you just get to free roam the whole area, right? So you just free roam the whole area.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it was at the end, Beeler, I think you guys will both appreciate this, but there was a time at the end of it when we were waiting for the boat to come back. And I stood on the beach on the Potomac waiting for the boat to come back. And it just hit me really powerfully that at some point George had to have stood right there.
Sure.
Absolutely.
At that exact same spot.
Yeah.
And most of what you see hasn't changed. Like there's still forest everywhere. There's not a lot of housing developments. You can't see a lot of stuff in that beach line.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're looking at is very representative of what he looked at when he lived there.
Very cool.
It was probably the most powerful moment of my life, from like an understanding I'm an American and this is what it means and this is what our history is and all of that. I would totally do it again. So we should
That's
go.
a really rad story. Thanks
We
for
should go.
sharing that. Yeah.
I'll research it
Yeah,
and
let's
figure out
do it.
costs. Yeah, we'll get a big old Airbnb. Beeler and I can share a room so I can pull her hair.
Not happening.
Hey,
Alicia and I will be sharing a room.
that's perfect. Tom, can we share a room?
Separate beds.
Can we share a room, Tom? I don't want to sleep anywhere near Paul. He snores like a sumbitch.
Oh, well, if we were to pull this trip together, I hope I'm bringing F-bomb.
She can share a room with us.
F-Bomb can sleep with me and Lori.
Yeah, you can sleep in the middle.
Man.
Tom's like, that's not what
That-
marriage is about.
Man.
Who knows? I might have a wife when we go to DC. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you will, Kevin.
Maybe I will.
Maybe hell will have frozen over.
Oh, be nice to Kevin.
Oh, ouch.
There is someone out there for everybody.
really
He
is.
just
I
hasn't found the right one yet.
Oh, that's 'cause
or
he's
have
annoying.
Or have
or maybe you
or have I?
Or maybe you
Did
have.
you meet somebody,
Or have I?
Please, for the love of God.
Who did you
God,
meet, Kevin?
I'm gonna pull your hair
What's her
so
name?
bad. I'm gonna pull your hair so bad in a minute, Beeler. Shut
If
your mouth.
you pull my hair, I am gonna
you
break a
pull my
bone in
hair,
your body.
break a bone in your body.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
The other thing I wanted to ask you guys about is this whole Iran thing, right? So the word out of DC
And
is
the
that
subject has changed.
yeah, the subject has changed. What we want to talk about how Beeler wants to kick my ass? That's not a new
I
topic.
thought we were going to talk about DC some more, but anyway.
We
go
can.
ahead.
Do you want to talk about DC some more?
No. Let's go.
Let me price it
Iran.
out. Let me find out how much a decent Airbnb. How many bedrooms do we need? So one for Beeler and Lori. So that's one. One for Tom and Heather. That's two. One for me and Paul.
Yeah.
That's three.
Is Dennis going?
Oh.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know. We'll have to
Are
ask.
we going to do remotes?
Oh, of course we're doing
Okay.
remotes. We'll do a whole bunch of live stuff
Okay,
too while we're
cool.
out and about. Yeah, we
Nice.
do all kinds of cool live stuff. That'd be fun.
Ooh, yeah.
And if you're a business and you'd like to sponsor our trip to DC, reach out and let me know. But anyway,
We're here for it.
Oh yeah,
and
we'll-
we'll send you a 1099 as a business expense.
that's right. We'll take all the live streaming gear with us. We'll do that.
We'll advertise you.
Yeah, so I'll find us a 3-bedroom Airbnb somewhere close to DC proper.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
Can we rent bikes instead of doing Lime? Like have a rental for the whole week?
you could. So what would worry me about doing that is you'd have to make sure you brought like bike locks and stuff.
Oh, got it.
Because
Okay.
the crime in DC is amazing.
Oh, so Seattle. Okay.
No, worse.
Okay.
So I went to the Walmart in DC. So I had, like I said, I had an Airbnb. So
There's
I-
a Walmart in DC.
Oh yeah. It's not downtown. It's on the outskirts a little bit, but
Okay.
because I was going to be there for a whole week, I figured, well, I'm not going to eat out every night. I'll go to the Walmart. Yeah, don't go to the Walmart in DC.
Why?
That place. No, I'm not going to say anything else because I'll get in trouble. But no,
So it wasn't a people watching venue.
it
is what
was
you're saying.
it was a pray you don't get murdered venue. Oh, it was
Wow.
rough.
Wow.
It was
Damn.
rough.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I was.
You know,
dead.
I've walked in some Walmarts like that, or just around Washington. It
Yeah.
felt that way.
You're like, time to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew that I was in a Walmart in a poor part of the country or a poor area because there was no veggies. They didn't sell veggies.
What?
There was no fruits and veggies.
What?
No, they didn't sell any at all at this Walmart. This whole Walmart store, they did not have a fruit and veg. They didn't have a produce section.
Wow.
Oh, was it one of those little market ones?
No,
where
this
they
was
don't
a
have the
full-size
meat or
Walmart.
veggies?
No, this
So
was
it
a
was a
full-size-
full-size Walmart with a grocery part, but there were no
fruits and
fresh
veggies. Nope.
fruits.
No fresh
or
fruits and veggies. Nope.
Weird.
Wow.
Well, you know why? In poor neighborhoods, they don't sell a lot of it because it's more expensive. It's more cost effective to buy processed crap
Yeah.
than it
I
is
know.
to buy.
And the EBT goes towards processed scrap anyway. So
Yeah. So anyway, I'll do some research. I'll let you guys know what I come up with. It would be a blast.
Good.
Anyway, the word out of DC is that Trump is prepared to strike Iran. That they have plans in place. They've approved the plans. They're ready to go. All they're waiting for at this point is Trump to give the okay. Can you guys handicap this for me? Like, how likely is it, do you think, that in the next 7 days before we do a show a week out from tonight, that we've undertaken some military action in Iran? By the way, Trump did come out today and said that Iran has to negotiate in good faith, which is literally asking for me to grow a full head of hair.
I mean, I think they're pretty pissed off at us right now because their dollar just hit 0. We talked about this a little bit that week that I joined you guys via video, and I didn't get to actually respond. I think Trump knows more than any one of us know what is happening, and for us to make a prediction on that is pretty wacky at best, I'd say, because it's Trump. Who knows what's going to happen? Seriously.
Yeah. It does seem like they're telegraphing this, though, doesn't it? Like they're dropping, like the Trump administration is dropping out feelers.
Foreshadowing,
to kind
for
of
sure.
gauge
Yeah.
maybe a response. What do you think, and Tom, I'll ask you this as the libertarian. What do you think the public perception of this is? Like, would you say 80% of America would be for it, would be against it, 50, 40? Like, how would you?
God, that one's going to be tough to gauge, just because I think it's going to be very regional, right? I mean, parts of the country that Trump is popular in are going to support more so than the West Coast, because I haven't seen what Trump's approval ratings are.
39%, 40%. They're not great.
Yeah. Okay. So he's probably got 40-ish%, support behind a military action. Because I think the average American, just leaving politics aside, I think we're tired of conflict. I think we're tired of shipping our young men and women off to different corners of the globe to get involved in things that don't really
pertain to us.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
they
an indirect way.
Maybe, but I mean, I think we're economically exhausted by continually feeding the war machine to go do things that at the end of the day will not make life better here in the United States.
Spoken like a true libertarian, my friend.
But I mean, I do believe that, though.
Yeah.
I think most people are just tired.
I'm tired too, but if we have a good reason to go over there, then we need to fucking go rain bloody hell on them. I don't know what that reason is because I haven't studied this at all.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So the idea of Iran with nuclear weapons, that's a scary idea.
Is that what's going on again?
Well, I know that not too long ago we hit a couple of their nuclear development
But okay,
sites.
so here's my question, because I have not.
Me either.
I have not read anything on this. Why does Trump have planes lined up to go to Iran, Kevin?
Well, so there's a couple things. One is because Iran has refused to negotiate anymore about the nuclear program. They've been trying to get it restarted since the strikes last year that took out some of the facilities.
Yeah.
Part of it is about Iranian repression of their own people.
Yeah, human rights.
The human rights violations. And part of it, I think, is really tied to backing Israel and being in Israel's camp.
Are you making an assumption, or is that something that you have empirical?
No, I'm
evidence
making the
on?
assumption about the Israel
Okay,
thing,
all right,
but
thank you.
But they have cited Israel a lot in their reasonings as far as what Israel had done last year.
Yeah,
So
and Iran, Iran has said on multiple occasions, if the United States gets involved, the retaliation will be against Israel and Qatar and
That kind of makes me feel like we should just stay out of it.
And the other part of it is that the Houthi rebels, Iran continues to back the Houthi rebels, and that becomes an issue as well.
All right. But is that our issue? Or is that their issue?
Well, the Houthi rebels,
Yeah,
is partly ours. They've targeted U.S. warships that are in the Persian Gulf. They've targeted.
Are they targeting us right at this moment?
At this exact moment, they are not, but they have within the last 6 months.
What others say and do is their own reality.
And they've also targeted commercial shipping, which is
That's a big one.
Yeah,
that's the big one.
Yeah.
And that would be where I would want to see the government step in, because that is a commodity traveling across the ocean, and that's what they should be protecting.
Yeah. I think I'm surprised we haven't gone in there yet, to be honest with you. I think Iran's been an issue for so long, going back to the Clinton days, with trying to advance their nuclear program. And Clinton and Bush and Obama and Biden and now Trump, everybody's tried to rein that nuclear program into no avail. I don't know how many times the Iranians are going to oppress human rights against their own people that try to rise up before somebody does something. And look, Iran is not a military superpower.
No.
Israel dealt with them just fine when they tried to rain all those rockets down on Israel and the Golden Dome worked. And they didn't use aircraft carriers,
Iron Dome.
Or Iron Dome, yeah. They didn't use aircraft carriers. They didn't use fighter jets. They didn't use drones. They didn't use really complex technology. If the U.S. put all that to play in Iran, Iran goes down quick like Iraq did.
Yeah.
There won't be boots on the ground. There won't need to be.
I can't get behind that.
If we go in, and if we go in and blow everything up, we have to put boots on the ground.
Because otherwise we leave a power vacuum.
Yeah. I mean,
just we did in Iraq.
I think we should just stay out of it.
Agreed. But there's defense agreements with Israel.
Oh, of course. I know. Yeah.
So but that whole corner of the world is, and I've said this before, we as Americans, we don't understand it culturally.
Right. We don't.
And there's not very many people that do. And so getting involved in the culture side of it is that's messy and murky, because Western values are very different from Middle Eastern values.
Yeah.
It just is.
Right.
I think the question we have to ask ourselves is it in inevitability? Like, when we look at Iran, the question is, are we eventually going to end up in there? And if we are, it's better to do it now. It's better to do it as they're further and further away from nuclear capabilities than it is to continue to wait and wait and wait. If we think there's a way around this where diplomacy can work, or natural regime change is going to happen, or something like that, and we can stay out of it, then fine. But if the answer is looking at it, at some point we're going to be in there, then we just need to get in there and do it.
Well, I think the other level of complexity to this, though, is BRICS and this reasonably new alliance that involves Russia and China. So if we go in and start stomping on Iran, I mean, is that going to be the first few steps to another global conflict?
It wasn't with Venezuela, and they're in BRICS too.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
True.
Iran and China basically ignored Venezuela. Now, Russia might care more about Iran because Iran shares a border with Russia.
Well, and Iran is sending Russia lots of drones.
Yeah.
For their conflict in Ukraine.
So it might be different, but they didn't care about Venezuela at all. Like, you didn't hear anything. Putin didn't go out nationally and blast us for doing it. Xi Jinping, whose name I say just because I love to say the name Xi Jinping, didn't come out and condemn the U.S. for doing it.
I had read about some squawking out of
from who?
Out
From
of
Xi
Moscow.
Jinping?
No, out of Moscow.
Okay. But not Xi Jinping.
Not Xi Jinping. No.
Thank you. I keep saying that.
But Moscow had some squawking to do because Venezuela being hit impacted their war machine because they're, not getting the oil.
Do you remember Ricochet Rabbit, Lori?
Yes.
Yeah. Xi Jinping, ping, ping, Ricochet Rabbit. Anyway.
No,
You guys
I
remember
don't.
Ricochet Rabbit? Ricochet
No.
Rabbit was a cartoon rabbit, and I don't remember what his deal was, but he always introduced himself as like ping, 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 Ricochet.
Was this like a Saturday morning?
60s or 70s?
60s and 70s. Yeah.
It had to be the 70s.
Was this like a Saturday morning cartoon?
Yeah.
type deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only got like an hour on Saturday mornings to watch cartoons.
Did you get raised in a religiously oppressive household? Is that what the deal was?
No.
Well, okay.
She was
No.
sports. So she had to
HBO, when HBO first opened up
Yeah.
on the cable, we were one of the first families to get it.
What? You were the cool house.
And I read Valley of the Dolls out loud to my mom as she went through her chemotherapy and radiation treatments, and I was in elementary school. So I had an education way before anybody did. I knew
As
what
you
the
were-
birds and bees were in kindergarten.
As you were watching HBO, Tom was watching Cinemax through the static, looking for human forms through the white static. Did I just catch a nipple? Is that what that was? All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll segue to some other topics. I know Beeler's 12-year-old bladder has to take a break, so we'll give her the opportunity to do that. We'll come back and we'll have more. This is the Outlaw Radio Network. Oh, by the way, before we do break, I do want to remind you that Black Green Spirits presents Trivia Night at the Distillery.
Oh.
The second and last Thursday of every month from 6 to 8. Come on down, test your knowledge, sip on some craft spirits, and battle for bragging rights and maybe a prize. Craft cocktails, whiskey, gin, specialty spirits, lively atmosphere, and you can bring your whole team. Get your smartest friends and a couple stupid ones.
Yes.
Come thirsty and leave victorious. It's a Black Green Spirits in Town Square Shopping Center, bottom floor. Stop in, and who knows? K-Dog loves some trivia, and maybe I'll come on down and play some trivia.
Yeah, your master of ceremonies will be one F-bomb, and I will be man in the bar.
Rad.
Outstanding.
Nice.
All right, well, let's do that. So we'll go to break. When we come out of break, we'll get to some other topics. We'll also look for your comments and chat. So if you got something you want to talk about, something on your mind, a comment about something we said, or if you just want to say how badly you think K-Dog should pull Beeler's hair, now's your chance.
I swear to God, I will break a bone.
Let us know. It's Outlaw Radio.
I'm done.
We're back after this.
There's fire in the streets, ashes falling at our feet. Can't find a common enemy while they sing. Order out again. artificial escalation in a gift basket. These roots go so deep, got branches with no leaves. Like a mountain of force and tension. It only creates more from the enemy. They stand back while we cry out. Fire in the streets, ashes falling at our feet. Can't find a common enemy. While they sing order out of chaos. There's fire in the streets. Ashes falling at our feet. Can't find a common enemy. While they sing order out of chaos. Two sides, but the coin is the same. Manufactured up as
All right, Outlaw Radio. Thanks for checking out the show, guys. We appreciate you. Remember, tonight's show is also brought to you in part by our friends at Destination Highway 420 on Hollis in Bremerton, kind of across the street from Cloverleaf Sports Bar. Stop in and check out their fine assortment of cannabis-related items and excellent customer service. Yes, Tom?
Oh, I was just going to chime in on Destination 420.
Good friends of the show, proud sponsors. Thanks to them for all they do to support what we do. I know you guys have got an excursion planned for tomorrow. Are you comfortable talking about that, or is that?
Sure. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So the Alicia's got more details.
Get back in here, Mammy.
I'm coming.
But as I understand it, the nice folks at Destination 420 and
Highway 420, yes.
Invited us to come check out one of the farms that supplies their shop. And I guess not everyone gets to do that, so we're kind of
Right, pretty lucky to be able to
we're
go back and
special.
get some behind the scenes footage of what happens at the marijuana farms. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really, really fascinating.
As a dude that's not a weed dude, I'm very disappointed I'm not going.
You would love it. It's so
I just think
cool
the
to
background.
see.
I think the background stuff is what would interest me.
Yeah.
Not the weed itself, but just kind of the operation, how
Right.
it works, the ins and the outs. I think that would be a lot.
Super sophisticated.
That'd be pretty cool. So have fun. I want to hear all about it.
Of course.
And,
We'll talk
yeah.
about it next Sunday.
And tell John and everybody over there at Destination Highway 420 I said hello.
I sure will do that.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody at Destination Highway 420 and John and Brian and
yeah.
the whole crew over there. Yeah.
I've inspired conversations in the chat about Saturday morning cartoons. So I'm gonna drop some names. You guys tell me if you've heard of them or not. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
So Ricochet Rabbit, you guys hadn't, except for Tom. Ping, ping, ping. Ricochet
Rabbit.
George of the Jungle.
Oh
I remember
George,
that.
George,
yeah.
George of the Jungle. Friend for you and me.
Kevin, don't give
Watch
up
out
your
for
date,
that
though.
tree. Shut
No.
your mouth.
No, don't.
Super Chicken. That one does not ring a bell to me.
I remember Super Chicken.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hong Kong Fooey.
No.
Oh, Hong Kong Fooey, #1 super guy. Yeah, that was good.
No, I didn't know that one.
Speed Racer.
Oh yeah.
Marine Boy.
No.
No. Johnny Quest.
Oh yeah.
And I'm bringing this up last, Kevin. You name my absolute favorite. Star Blazers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love Star Blazers.
Star
man.
Blazers was cool.
That was back before anime got weird. Because
Well,
it's anime. It's anime art.
It is anime
It's that
art,
style, but it's not.
No, anime has always been weird.
But Star Blazers was not weird.
No,
it was,
that was
it was a pretty clean cartoon.
It was digestible for the Western audience.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, my dad came home from overseas in Japan, and you remember Voltron and all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Before that cartoon took off here, my dad brought back a Voltron toy for me as a kid. What was I don't know, 5 or 6 or whatever, but it was this giant thing that had all kinds of snap together little parts, and it was the most complex toy I had ever had as a kid.
Wow.
But that was before Voltron made the US market.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, he brought back some other interesting anime too.
Super cool.
That,
Yeah.
I was trying to find the. That's not it. Hold on. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
always do
Yeah.
this.
It's not the original, but whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, I was going to try to give Tom a blast in the past, but I can't find the actual song. Okay, let's see. Super Chicken. Somebody said again. Johnny Quest. Transformers originated in Japan. That's true.
Yep.
Tom, were you a Transformer dude or a GoBot dude?
I was a Transformer girl.
Were you really?
Yeah, I really was. And G.I. Joe.
I dug G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Transformers over GoBots. Although, I mean, GoBots was okay.
I don't even know what GoBots are.
They were
They're like
basically ghetto Transformers.
Yeah,
is what they were.
knockoff.
I mean, I feel like as a poor person growing up, we definitely would have had GoBots, but maybe we were so poor, we just saw Transformers on TV.
Oh, say I didn't get either of the toys. That was not my family's budget.
I
But but I did watch both cartoons.
I don't remember that. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, GoBots were always. They just didn't have the interest, the complex nature of how the Transformers were put together.
It was like Temu Transformers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that description.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a great.
Okay.
That's a great.
That is good.
That's a great explanation.
The
hold on,
Jetsons,
Laura.
I love the Jetsons.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and
The
Scooby Doo.
Jetsons,
Yeah.
Scooby Doo,
Yeah.
and the Mystery Machine.
Yeah. Hell, I have a Scooby Doo rolling tray at home.
Of course you do.
There you go.
Yes, I
Tom.
do. Oh yeah.
This is the original Star Blazers theme.
Yeah.
This takes me back to
not doing it for me.
being
I don't
8 years
remember
old, watching this.
Before my life.
It was on at 7:00 in the morning on Channel 11, and when I had to leave at 7:30 to go catch the bus.
Oh.
Oh, you were watching it before school?
Yeah, every morning.
How old were you?
7 years old.
Oh, okay. That's why I wasn't watching. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I think I was. I'm a little younger than you.
Yeah, not
But,
much though.
Yeah, a year I think. But yeah, this was on this where I lived. Yeah, this wasn't on every day when I was a kid.
Oh, we had it on every morning.
No,
Yeah, every morning. It was so good. Kevin Nelson said Super Friends.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Come on, Tom. Mother Earth.
Oh, I
will
remember the words.
disappear. Oh, I remember all the words and everything. It's so gross. All right.
I had older brothers, so I never got a choice of what was on the TV.
Oh.
We didn't watch TV before school. So, yeah.
No?
Yeah.
No, the only
No.
thing that was ever on before school when I was a kid was the news. It was, Good Morning America or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh, I was anti-news even back then.
I didn't get a choice.
I bet. I bet.
Mom turned on.
Yeah,
the
that was
TV
back
and-
when we only had one TV, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to know why Baby Jesus hates us.
Baby Jesus does not hate us.
He does, and I
What?
can prove it.
No.
What?
100,000 people are without power as the entire East Coast has a blizzard effect. In Boston, they're getting 3 inches of snow an hour
Mhm.
in Boston tonight.
Okay.
We can't get a flake in Kitsap.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Actually, we had
Totally fine.
snow Thursday morning as I was leaving.
We did not have snow.
Yeah, we
had
did.
a couple flakes that
It
fell,
was
but there was no
snowing
accumulation.
as I was leaving for work.
There was no accumulation.
Thursday
There was no
morning.
I
accumulation.
also saw snowflakes on Friday and Saturday out in Seabeck at my bestie's house.
There you go.
I haven't seen any.
And near our old stomping grounds where we grew up, Machias had snow.
Oh, did Machias?
Yeah.
But Machias is a little up, a little elevation gain, a little off the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like
usually
Seabeck?
Machias has a lot of meth. But
Okay.
Again,
Yeah.
like Seabeck?
Everywhere, man.
are you a fan of meth, Tom?
No, I said like Seabeck.
Oh, I thought you said you'd like to see that. I'm like,
No,
what
I
do you-
said like Seabeck.
Oh man.
Oh wow, JP Patches. Holy moly.
Oh, there's
That's
another
a
one.
blast from the past.
I think that might have been before my time.
Local Seattle
Yeah,
kids show.
Oh yeah.
I didn't live here for that. so
I'm scared to death of clowns, so that's probably.
Oh
why.
yeah, you would not.
Are you really scared of clowns?
Oh my gosh, yeah. My brothers made me watch it when I was like,
Oh no.
okay.
it was insane.
I was going to say, what triggers that? Because I've talked to other people afraid of clowns, but I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I will never go to Amityville. New York because I had to chaperone my sisters. They were so much older than me. So my parents used to put me in my jammies and I would go to the movie theater. I got to watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
I got to see Saturday Night Fever.
Right on.
Okay.
And I got to see, what was it? Friday the 13th or whatever.
Yeah.
The Amityville.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that was Amityville Horror.
or the Amityville
Yeah.
Horror. Yeah. And my grandma was like, "What'd you think of that movie?" I was like, "I'm not saying anything. Do you, Grandma?" I
You
don't want to
cannot-
get anybody in trouble.
You
But
cannot pay me to watch horror movies.
yeah.
Nope.
Oh, I
Not at
like
all.
scary
You know what's
movies.
funny?
I like horror movies.
I enjoy a good horror movie.
I was married once, so I lived.
You know, unless I happen to be altered, you know, if I've consumed any cannabis, I have no interest in horror movies.
Really?
Yeah, I'd rather watch comedy or
Seth Rogen.
You know, yeah, whatever.
Totally.
So just
Can I give
know,
you a great story to watch? A great movie to watch, Tom?
Hit me.
Go watch. Oh crap! What's it called?
Oh no,
I don't
he
know.
forgot. Now he's not gonna remember.
Oh no, Mr. Bill.
I remember Mr. Bill.
Me too.
What's it called, Kevin? Come on.
Oh,
What's the premise?
Kevin, your age is showing.
Did
I
you?
can say
Oh,
that.
Sinners.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did. It was great.
Didn't you think that the first half of the movie had no plot, and then the second half, and it was like, oh my god, now it all makes sense?
Oh no, in the first half, I totally thought the brothers were gonna be like gangsters. And I'm like, cool, what's gonna happen? Somebody's gonna get shot up, and then all of a sudden there's vampires, and I'm like, what? This
Yeah.
show is awesome.
Sinners was good. Sinners was good.
Yeah.
It's probably the only redeeming thing that came out of the girl that I was dating at the time is she got me to go see that movie, and but that was a good flick. That was a good flick. I'd go watch that movie again.
That is a good movie.
I think that's one F-bomb has watched. So I don't. Maybe.
All right, I want to play you guys a clip.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
This is quite possibly the greatest audio clip so far of 2026.
All right. Well,
This
the
is
year's young.
AOC. This is
Okay.
AOC in an interview.
Yes, I've heard this.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
I can't
listen
wait
to
to
this.
hear this.
Listen to this ish.
Hold it. Am I going to lose IQ points?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
we
you
are
are.
all now dumber for
right.
having to.
Yes.
Damn it.
Here we go.
I really can't afford too many.
I might even play it twice. Listen to this ish.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
You know, I think that this is such a, I think that this is this is of course a very long-standing
Today, Junior.
policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point. And we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to
What a
avoid
politician
any
answer.
such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
Word
Okay.
salad.
So hold on. I'm going to play this again because it's so good. You have to hear it twice.
Okay.
This is the woman who is going to be the flag bearer for the Democratic Party in 2028.
They're screwed.
And they asked her about something as basic as what should we do with Taiwan? Because God knows everybody on both sides of the aisle has talked about Taiwan. It is looked at as a major international flashpoint. And here's what the queen of dumb shittery had to say.
And should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
You know, I think that this is such a, I think that this is this is of course a very long-standing policy of the United States.
Wait, now
and
listen to her
I think
answer, though.
What we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point, and we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global.
What the fuck does economic research have to do with Taiwan? What are you smoking? What glue are you sniffing?
The question was,
God, I swore to. I was trying not to do that.
do we put boots in the dirt or not to defend Taiwan? That's the question.
Do you know what that answer reminds me of? It reminds me of when a guy gets caught by his wife cheating. And she says, "Are you sleeping with the neighbor?"
Right.
And he's like, "I don't I think that that's a great question. That's exactly what she sounded like."
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Nikki.
She's out there off camera. The listeners have no idea there's a cockatoo in here.
Yeah.
And by cockatoo, I mean the bird, not.
Isn't it a parrot? Is it a cockatoo? It's a
step up,
parrot.
buddy.
That's a.
Oh, same thing. See?
Wait, is it? What is it?
He's a cockatoo.
It's a cockatoo.
I don't know
Cockatoos
everything.
and parrots are not the same thing.
He's in the parrot family.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so she just said
Okay, different
they're like dogs.
breeds.
Yeah.
Right. A chihuahua is a dog.
A chihuahua is not the same as a pit bull.
Learn
Okay,
something new every day.
you're just trying to make Beeler feel better about herself because she thought it was a parrot.
He
It's
is
not a parrot. It's a cockatoo.
He's a parrot. He's a kind of parrot.
A cockatoo is a kind
That's
of parrot.
literally the conversation we just had.
Hold
Where
on,
were
hold
you?
I'm gonna Google this. I'm
Oh
gonna
my God, he's
Google
gonna
this.
Google the
kinda
lady
like
that owns a
What we
parrot.
just talked
Okay.
about. A pit bull is a dog.
Time
and
to
a
fact
chihuahua
check.
is a dog. They're
According
two
to Uncle
different
Google,
kinds of
yes, a
dogs.
cockatoo is a type of parrot. Yeah.
Wow, Kevin.
Hi, buddy.
While they are not considered true parrots, they are closely related, intelligent, and share key features like 2 toes forward, 2 back, and hooked beaks.
Hmm.
You want to step up, bud?
Mhm.
Come visit?
Oh, Tegan said that 97,241 people have voted con on the income tax.
Yep, I was one of
Almost
them.
at that 100,000. Whoop whoop.
Tegan, listen, I like you. You're a friend of the show, although you had Paul on your show, which
And Dave McMullan.
why Dave McMullan makes sense to have him. Well, why would you have Paul and not me
I
on the show?
mean,
Kevin, you were on the show.
I know, but why would you have Paul on the show? Like, what does Paul bring to the show?
she hasn't asked me to be on the
He
show.
probably showed 20 minutes
Probably
late
'cause
and
I
left
cuss
5
so
minutes
much.
early. Here's why it doesn't matter how many people vote con. Because they don't care.
They don't.
The Democrats do not care.
Handsome.
There are 3.1 million people, 3.7 million people in this state.
Correct.
You could have 3.6 million people vote con and the Dems would still pass it. They don't care.
Because they haven't even put it into the budget until the 27-28 biennium,
Mhm.
right? Because they're already planning for the court,
Yeah.
dispute to
and
happen.
that's intelligent. But listen, even if there was no court question, even if this was going to go off without a hitch, the Democrats would pass it no matter what, no matter how many people didn't like it or voiced opposition to it, because they don't give 2 flying flips about what anybody else says. They want to continue to pad the budget so they can overspend some more.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
So I agree with that. I was just kind of connecting what we had talked about with Dave earlier to what we're talking about now in the third hour.
No, but I'm just saying, I love Tegan. Tegan, I love you. But this idea where Republicans are out, where they're like, well, we got 100,000 people to say that they don't like it. It doesn't matter
I
if
bet
they
you
don't like
those
it.
aren't all Republicans either.
But my
I mean,
point-
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
Correct.
people are pissed.
No, okay, you're right. It's probably not all, but I'm just saying it doesn't matter.
There's even Seattle Democrats who are against this.
Yes.
Hard.
Do
against
you
this.
do you think the reps that are trying to push this through, do you think it's the idea is even dawned on them that it could cost them votes?
No.
No,
You
they
don't
haven't even
think
thought
so?
about it. They're not thinking about.
No, because they've had a stranglehold on Washington State
Yep.
since
They're doing-
1988.
They're
Right, but
doing what they want to do right
Exactly,
now. That's
because they
exactly
can.
What's happening?
Yeah.
And do any of you think it will cost them votes?
I hope it does.
No, I know you hope it does.
Who knows? It's Washington.
But do you think it will? Because I don't think
I mean,
it will.
At
Like,
some
political
point,
It depends who's
theory-wise,
left.
It should. It should have.
It should,
an
but do you
effect.
think it will?
But Washington State defies political theory. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But it depends on who's left. Okay. Because those of us who are in the higher categories, we're out.
Oh yeah.
We're not staying around.
Yeah.
I don't have to
We can leave.
We,
Yeah,
I mean, you are you in that group that you,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
you make over $1 million a year?
No.
Okay.
But they're going down.
Oh, I know.
Because the millionaires are going to be out. They're already leaving.
And then they're
Just
going to
like
lose that
New York
income, so they
State
got
is
to
already-
lower it down. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to lower it down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
no.
listen, I respect Republicans and the optimism that you guys still have. after having engaged in 40 plus years of getting your ass kicked by Democrats at every single race.
Not a Republican.
Losing. No, I don't mean, I'm talking like to Tegan and her
Yeah,
ilk, right?
no, I know.
And how you've lost seats in the state, you've seceded power, you don't even have enough votes in the legislature to stop the Dems from putting forward a bill, and you still want to gallivant, you know, and dance around and whistle at the moon about how, well, we have 100,000 people that don't like it. It doesn't matter. How many people voted for $30 license tabs? And the Democrats came in, gave everybody the finger, and took it away. They don't care. You need to stop pretending that they're going to listen to your non-binding little poll.
And you need to stop pretending that it doesn't matter to have a poll. This
Our
is
voice
people
matters.
coming back together after being so divided. This is people coming back together from all different stripes and walks and different political parties and saying, F no, we're not going to take it anymore.
But
And
don't
that's
you-
what the Dems need to hear.
But don't you feel like that's what happened with $30 license tabs?
No,
You don't think so?
no.
Okay.
No, that
What rally did you attend when that happened?
I don't attend rallies.
Exactly.
I don't attend.
Nobody attended a rally. Everybody listened to Tim Eyman. Tim Eyman became the mouthpiece. He did all the work. Some people showed up to some dinner parties and threw some money at him to keep his work going. But nobody marched on Olympia. How many rallies have been happening in Olympia just since January 1st this year?
Quite a few.
I would say over 30.
Yeah, quite. I don't.
And I'm not even talking about the income tax. I mean, people are fed up. People are pissed.
I hope you're right. Like, bear in mind, I hope you and Bueller are correct. I really do. I hope. I hope we've neared this line in the sand where people suddenly stop letting the spoiled Democrats get what they want, do what they want without repercussions. I hope that you're both right.
What?
My history in the state tells me that tomorrow people will wake up and still vote Democrat.
Yeah, you know,
regardless,
we need what we need right now is a few more people to I don't know, shall we say, age out of the voting population.
I mean, we're getting there pretty quick.
We are.
Yeah.
I've had some interesting conversations just with people out in the world and stuff, and mostly with boomers. So the people I'm talking about now are all in their 70s, which means they're not listening to us because they're still remembering the day when, you know, Tom Brokaw would come on and give you the news at night, and you could trust it. There wasn't the agenda behind your mass media, right?
Right.
So,
Really?
Yeah, no, I've talked to a few.
No. I mean, really, do you believe that though? I think there's always been an agenda of some sort. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because you're the libertarian here.
Right. No.
Okay.
There's always been an agenda.
Right.
but
Yeah.
It hasn't
No, the
been
boomers felt
nearly
like
as
that, yeah.
damaging as what the agenda is now.
Right,
Right. I mean, you know, Walter Cronkite used to come into your living room at night and give you the news, and even Cronkite, you know, he voiced his opinion.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, the news isn't even news anymore. It's propaganda and rhetoric and
Yeah.
you know,
An opinion. Yeah.
yeah, and opinion. There's very few facts and figures. But the older population is still digesting that like it's Tom Brokaw and Walter Cronkite talking to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Why do you think CNN and MSNBC are on repeat every hour so that the message keeps sinking in
right
over and over?
right and so
do you think that's why they're doing it?
Yeah.
I think they're doing it to cut costs.
Well, that too.
Yeah,
But I mean,
I think they're hemorrhaging
Sure, I
money.
mean, well,
oh yeah, they are. But I mean, that's also how the message gets sunk in. I mean, go to a middle school or a high school.
Right.
See how the message sinks in.
But so we've got a chunk of the voting population that still trusts the mass media.
Yeah.
And the mass media is feeding you the agenda of what we're dealing with right now from you know, WALEG and everything else. So we've got the most active part of our voting population is still digesting this nonsense. So
What do you mean active part? You mean the boomers are more active voting?
I think, yeah, the older you get, the more
Yes.
likely it is you're going to vote. The younger
Yep, that is an
population
indicator.
doesn't vote.
Yeah, they're not voting.
So it
The uneducated, the younger populations don't vote as much as the
right.
educated.
So I mean, it's I mean, we're not young anymore. I mean,
No, I know, but I thought Gen Z came out
no, they're really
in the last election. No, okay.
No. So I mean, you get the legacy media feeding the agenda to a very large part of the voting population,
And they're shaping the news as they're doing it.
right,
Yeah.
right, and that big chunk of the population still trusts legacy media. So I mean, if they said it, of course it has to be true, and there you go. That's what steers our vote. Because I've had a number of chats with people that are in their early to mid 70s, and they complain about all the things that we talk about on this show, right? The high cost of living, the runaway taxes, et cetera, et cetera. But here in Washington State, it's still vote Democrat, vote Democrat, vote Dem, and that's what they're doing. So I mean, we get
So they don't see the cause and effect at all?
No, I really don't think
Wow.
so. I because most people don't dig into politics like we all do, right? I mean, the idea behind politics for them is reading the voters pamphlet for 15 minutes before you fill out your ballot.
Yeah.
They're not looking at voting records and stuff. They're not doing what their due diligence should be. I don't think we have that many informed voters in Washington State. That's the big problem.
So what do you guys think of this? If, let's say we had a radical transformation and all the voters who voted come out in the next election and decide, you know what? We're not voting for anybody with a D behind their name. We'll go with R or independent. What do you think would happen within the state? Do you think that election would stand, or do you think people would challenge it? Do you think the current governor would find a way to have the Secretary of State challenge that?
I think if there was ever going to be an election that would be challenged, it would be because the Democrats lost and not any other way.
Okay.
I think you hit that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think it's likely. I mean, I think you'd have to have something to hang your hat on that they'd be able to at least try to message to indicate that the election was invalid, which I think is a really hard thing to sell. Because then they would have to admit that their mail-in voting system is uber flawed, which they're not going to do. Like, I think they'd be caught between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, they'd we really want to fight this, but the only way they can fight it is to make their pet ponies look bad.
Right.
So,
do you think it's plausible?
I don't think it's possible that Republicans are going to win the state back. But if something radical happened, I would be dumb and naive to think that Ferguson and the Democrat elite in this state haven't had backdoor conversations about what happens if something wonky really happens. What happens if they wake up one day after Election Day and Republicans have gained 25 seats and suddenly have control of the legislature? I guarantee they've got plans in place for that.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, and I don't know if that would mean decertifying the election, but I guarantee they've got plans. But I guarantee if that happened, there'd be a reason for a special session, and they'd pass a whole bunch of shit before Inauguration Day.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't trust them as far, especially Ferguson. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. Tom,
that attempt was made in 2020, right? When Trump lost to Biden, decertify the election, etc. And it didn't. Do you really think it would? Do you think they would have the mechanism in place to actually do that?
The mechanism, no, but I don't think. If I've learned anything from watching how this state has worked, is that mechanisms don't really matter. The people that are in control in this state specifically and across the country have tools at their disposal that we know absolutely nothing about. There's procedures and processes written into the the way that the legislature is set up, both nationally and locally, that they can bust out when it makes sense for them. You know, we've seen them use things like in DC, like legislative tools in DC to get bills to go through that they call the nuclear option that they never used to use.
Yeah.
But now they're used almost every other Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like there are weird things that are written in that they're just waiting to bust out. So I don't think, and by the way, I think if I think if Democrats started to feel like there was a tide turning in this state, I think they would preemptively start to fix a lot of crap before they got there to try to cut it off at the pass. And I think they'd also pass a lot of bills to give some extra protectionary powers to the governor so that if they did, remember in Washington state, the governor has line item veto.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what the legislature does. I guess I have to rephrase my entire answer now because no, I don't think that even would cross their mind about decertifying the election, because it wouldn't matter what they passed. Republicans would have to have a supermajority at the state level, which would literally take an act of God. It would be the equivalent of the parting of the Red Sea for that to happen in this state. Anything less than that, even if Republicans passed a bill, all Ferguson's got to do is line out and veto it. It was not going to matter. So even if Democrats didn't have control, the Republicans would still be neutered. Nothing would get passed
to an extent. I mean, if there's adequate votes, that veto can be overridden.
Exactly.
But you'd have to have a supermajority
No, you wouldn't.
to override a veto by the governor.
2/3.
Yeah, isn't that a supermajority? Is 2/3?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, supermajority 66% of the vote you'd have to have.
Yeah, but Kevin, you're assuming that Ferguson retains
Exactly.
his seat.
If
I'm
Republicans are
talking.
getting elected,
I'm talking about a whole title shift.
Well, okay, but I always thought you were talking about the next election, and Ferguson's not up for the next election, so he would be
No.
sticking around for 2 more years after that.
No, I'm talking the
If-
next election after.
Oh, so if we saw a full scale shift,
Yeah.
including the governor's office,
Yeah.
well, then all bets are off. Then I have no idea, because I don't think the Democrats will go quietly into the cold dark night.
Mhm.
I think they've
I'm
got to
talking
wait.
like Ferguson's gone, Brown's gone. Maybe Heck stays. You know, he's been pretty impartial. So is I always forget his name, Hobbs, Secretary of State.
Yeah. You know what I believe, Lori and Beeler and Tom? You know what I really believe?
What?
And let me get this whole statement out before
We
Sam
shoot
Rock.
you?
Yeah.
You believe you can fly?
I believe I can touch the sky, Tom. I think as long as Donald Trump is president, Democrats will never lose any power in this state, because what they've learned how to do is to weaponize, to weaponize Donald Trump.
Yeah,
against Republicans in the state of Washington.
They employ the TDS.
Yeah.
But what if that doesn't work anymore? There's a lot of people changing. A lot of people changing.
But Trump's approval rating is tanking too.
But it's not even really tied to Trump.
Yeah.
It's not really tied to Trump, though. What I'm talking about, a lot of people in Washington state, in the what you would call the elite areas of Seattle, etc., are looking at it and going, why am I voting for this? Why am I doing this? Why have I been falling in lockstep? Why are they trying to do this to my kids or my grandkids? Why are they, why are boys playing against girls in team sports? Why is a 16-year-old girl sexually assaulted digitally during a wrestling match in Puyallup?
Right.
I mean, all this stuff is happening. And
is that what happened? Because
Yes.
I read that she had been, and I'm going to put quotes because I don't know what they meant, that she had been sexually assaulted during a wrestling match.
Correct.
But what
a transgender wrestler at 190 pounds, boy, male,
Pull up the video. You can
calling
look at
himself
the wrestler's
transgender against a girl, and he stuck his fingers in her vagina
really
during the
Yes,
match.
You can see it in her face.
And he's holding her down, and she's screaming to her mom, and the referee is just far enough off, but it's on video. She's screaming to her mom, he is penetrating me.
Wow.
Yeah. He was slated to go And I say he because boy density bones are stronger.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And so he was slated to go to the state wrestling match.
They pulled him, right?
And he pulled himself probably because one of his parents said, "You gotta go." But the worst thing about this, not only did that happen, but then I'm going to say secondary assault by the school district.
Yes.
Proper complaints were filed. School district did nothing for
ignored it.
56 days.
Yeah.
If that was your daughter and she was digitally raped, because that's what I'm going to call it,
Yep.
what would you do as a dad?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what I would do if I had a daughter.
Yeah. I think at some point with this whole trans athlete thing, and I feel really bad for the high school and college girls that are in the middle of this, but they're going to have to take a knee for the team. They're going to have to walk out. They're going to have to refuse to compete.
They did.
Well, but they haven't been. That's the problem, right? She should have never been put into that position to be on the wrestling mat with a boy in the first place.
But she didn't know it was a transgender athlete.
No, but what
I know.
Right. But I'm just suggesting at some point, and it sucks, right? Because they've trained for this. They put a lot of time and effort and energy into this. It's not fair, but it's look, what did we see in the 60s with African Americans, right?
Yeah.
They had to put themselves in harm's way to prove a point.
Right.
They had to sacrifice to prove a point.
Exactly.
This generation of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, they are not going to, they're not going to inconvenience themselves. It's not how they've been raised. They want the world to revolve around them and they expect their participation trophies. But what they need to do is they have to stand up and say, we're not going to do it. You put a trans male athlete up against me on a volleyball court, on a wrestling match, on a basketball court, at any of these other physical competitions, swimming, anything, I walk. We will all walk. We won't compete. And it has to be united. Until that happens, this won't change.
Right. And this happened at Emerald Ridge. And Rogers High School had a group of girls, I don't know what sport, who walked.
Yeah.
And they're varsity. And so now Rogers is going to be losing. I don't know if it was basketball. I don't know if it was wrestling. I don't know if it was their softball, whatever. But they're going to lose all their games because these girls are not going to play.
But
now, going back to this transgender, if you look at the video, this person is wearing some sort of binder or something because you cannot tell that they are male.
Yeah. And again, I know in some instances you're not going to be able to tell.
Right.
I'm just suggesting that until we see a unified movement, right?
Exactly.
It can't just be Rogers High School.
No, I know.
It's got to be Rogers and Seaholm and Stanwood and Lakewood and Bellingham.
I agree.
All these schools have got to stand up at some of the athletes because the schools aren't going to do it.
And all these school boards got to stand up and tell Reichdahl to shove it up his ass.
The school boards aren't going to do it because the school boards are relying upon money from the state. And so it can't be up to the adults in the room. It now has to be up to the kids. And for these kids who want to walk and protest over ICE and that want to walk and protest over Trump need to walk and protest over something else, which is males should not be in women's bathrooms. Physical males should not be competing in women's sports.
But
and that's not I hate trans people. I don't care about trans people. If you I don't care if you're 15 and you want to identify as a different gender, more power to you. I really don't care.
But
don't use the wrong restroom and don't compete against women. If you're just don't do it.
But the trouble with what you're talking about though is the protests are against ICE and they're against Trump.
Yeah.
And therefore that, I mean, just by that the nature of the division, they're going to support the idea of trans men, trans women in girls.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
so what you're saying is Trump needs to come out and say, I love all trans people playing in sports against their assigned birth genitalia. And then this all goes away.
See, honestly, I don't think any of this is going to come to resolution until Trump's out of office. He's too divisive.
Look, to back up Tom's point, there's a video clip that I came across earlier this week, which was Hillary Clinton when she ran for office, when she was running for president. And different subject, same theory. She came out and she said, we have too many illegals here that have broken the law. They all need to be deported. There needs to be a process for them to get here. If you are here illegally, you need to leave and come back legally. She basically said everything that Trump is saying now.
Yeah.
And this was for the 2016 election. And Hillary was lauded for it and loved for it. And everybody supported her because it was what she said.
Yep.
How do we get 10 years later and Trump is saying the exact literal same thing that Hillary said, and he's vilified by the party that backed Hillary? It's only because it's Trump saying it.
Yeah.
If Trump came out and said, I totally, like you said, if Trump came out and said, I totally support trans athletes, the Democrats would come out and completely rip it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't disagree with him on platform anymore. They disagree with him because it's to disagree with Trump.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think that 10 years ago or 20 years ago, Trump is a Democrat. I mean, I know he was publicly, but what he's doing is more Democrat, more moderate than, staunch Republican conservative.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it is orange man bad.
Yeah.
But when do we get past that? When do we stop being 10 years old in our politics? When he's gone.
Yeah.
I know, but
it won't matter when he's gone, because then it will just transfer to Vance. And then it will transfer to whoever.
Do you think
it is
Vance is going to be?
Do you think Vance is going to be the guy?
You think Vance or
think,
Rubio?
I think Vance is the Republican guy, no matter what.
Going to be Vance.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's
Listen, in Vance's defense, Vance has been really well spoken, really measured, really sounds like the smart guy in the room. He stayed above Trump's fray and Trump's comments. He's been isolated from that. I think they're doing that on purpose. Every single time I see Rubio on a national stage, he looks like he's getting punked. Like he just doesn't seem like he's matching up very well with the people he's going up against.
Can I tell you, every time I think of Rubio, I think of him giving that
little Marco.
Yeah, I think of him giving that reply when he had the dry mouth and he's like, remember that? He was like, what's his name? Jim Carrey, Fireman Bill, or whatever that character was. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Rubio's got it.
I missed that.
In Living Color?
No, I'm talking about Rubio.
Oh, yeah, that was what? That had to have been Obama.
I think it was wasn't it during the primaries when they were trying to figure who the Republican nominee was going to be back in 2016 when Trump got it the first time?
No. It was a
before
response to like a State of a Union or something like that. I think it was Obama.
Yeah, I don't know.
Might have been.
I would like it to be Rubio. Like, I think Rubio would check a lot more boxes for Republicans because he is a minority, and the Republicans need to appeal a little bit more to minority.
Rubio's doing pretty good right where he's at right now.
Well, but I think JD Vance, even though it looks like a Neanderthal, I think he's easily going to be the Republican nominee. I don't think it'll even.
It would be smart to not go with Vance for 28, because he is part of the Trump administration, and I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how their rating numbers and all that.
Right.
That's why he'll lose to AOC.
He's not.
They are not. Shut up.
Not because she's worth a crap. Not because she's worth a crap, but because people will be tired of the administration.
Yeah, there is no way AOC is the next president.
Tegan said biological girls who have trained all their sports life should not have to walk away from their sports.
They should not.
They should not have to,
Yeah.
but they're going to have to. Listen, African Americans should not have had to march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge to be sprayed down with fire hoses to enforce change. But crap like that has to happen in this country to motivate any kind of significant change. People have to sacrifice, and then there has to be a sway in public sentiment, and people have to feel bad for the people that are persecuted. That's how things happen. If people don't,
wasn't it the Democrats that were against that?
If people don't sacrifice and lose something, then it doesn't feel like there's any reason to enforce any kind of change. So I wish that they didn't have to step back. I wish they didn't have to sacrifice. That'd be grand. But that's the only way it's going to happen now. And it can't just, like Lori talked about earlier about the school in Puyallup where they walked out. It's easy for the state to punish a school. Your school, you forfeit all your stuff. But if you're looking at 30, 40, 50, 60 schools around the state that all do that, it's going to be much harder for the state to come back to all of them and say, you all forfeit your stuff. At some point, you make the scream so loud you can't ignore it.
Well, and it's not just that. So you've hit on something that's really key. in a
You're
very long term ago, I was an athletic director for a high school and middle school. So if you really want to hit back, you get the 50, 60 schools, but you get the 4A schools to do that.
Mhm.
And you get the girls to walk out. You get the guys to go walk out. Guess what? As an athletic director, you're screaming because you've lost your schedule.
Mhm.
If your kids haven't walked out, you've lost your competition. You've lost your edge. Your kids who are looking at college, whatever, cannot compete. So then you're going to WIAA. Guess what? They reverse the pressure back onto Reichel and Osby. And then that changes things.
And
The
I
other
don't-
thing
and I
is get the parents and sue the shit out of Osby.
And I don't think the girls would have to step back for very long. I think if you started seeing schools together step out,
Yeah.
I think that they would react relatively quickly to fix it.
Oh, I believe so. I think if a TikTok trend could happen now in Washington State, I bet by next fall this would be resolved.
Yeah. But it won't be because it's tied to
No,
Trump.
nobody's willing to step out.
Well, it's tied to Trump and it's tied to and
Is
with
it really
Trump,
though?
Yes. That's how it's marketed to them. That's how
It
it's sold
doesn't
to
have
them.
to be marketed though.
But that's how the media markets it. That's how the
Trump's fault.
teachers who are uber liberal
I mean,
are marketing it.
That's
how the
how the-
DE, how the Washington State Education Union is marketing it. That's how it's getting
Which, by the
delivered.
way, Washington State has a law on the books. So if you are part of the WEA and you're not happy with them, you can leave and still teach.
Okay.
And there's a website for that.
All right.
And you will find your training, because a lot of what WEA says is, oh, but you won't get have access to free training. Guess what? You will.
Yeah.
You can leave and keep your union due money in your paycheck.
Right on.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just feel like it is not. It's never gonna change in my lifetime.
Yeah, it will.
Because things are
In your
so-
lifetime?
In my lifetime, because
It's going to change in your
because parties are disagreeing with things because the other party's in favor for it and vice versa. It's now not even based in fact or reason. It's all about, well, they like it, so we have to dislike
But
it.
why are we as people, as citizens, why do we give a flying F what parties think? You know, at the end of the day, it should be the citizenry that decides what's best.
Yeah, agreed. But
And if
you
we
live in a land of rainbows and unicorns.
No, I do not.
Because
no, I do not.
Because while you may not care what the parties think, and I may not care what the parties think, and Tom would care what his party thinks, but his party can't do anything anyway.
Damn.
A majority of people in this state obviously do care what the parties think because they're voting blue
because they
down
have,
the ticket.
But they have no other alternative, because maybe they're in favor of one thing that the red team doesn't want. Pick your flavor. Abortion. Pick your other flavor. What's the big thing that the red team hates and won't allow?
Yeah, but here's the problem, Lori, is I can give you an example that proves that you're wrong, and it's Michelle Valdez Caldier.
Caldier Valdez.
Whatever. In this district, she's won resoundingly every time she's won for re-election.
Mhm.
But the minute she went up against a Democrat for a bigger seat, she not only lost, but she lost pretty convincingly. And she's not come out as pro-ICE. She's not come out as pro-abortion restrictions. She's been very moderate in the things that she's said and done. The only negative to her, outside of the fact that she wasn't the incumbent, and I respect Dave, I don't agree with him. I don't think that the incumbent title on Deb really matters. Nobody knew her name. Nobody really knew who she was. She hadn't been in there very long. She wasn't elected the first time. Caldier should have run away with that race. And the reason she didn't is because people in this state, especially with the Trump cloud hanging over people's
Nope.
head, are going to vote D.
Totally disagree with you.
Okay, what do you think?
Money. Do you know how much money the Dems spent on that race?
Yes, a ton.
Yeah,
I want to say it was almost $20 million
I still think Caldier should have
Between
ran away
the-
with that with name recognition.
with the radio ads, the TV ads, the mailers.
Statistically, an
Social media.
incumbent is gonna win.
Yeah,
And
statistically.
whatever her name is.
Caldeer.
Hamden.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Christian. I mean,
But
look
do you-
at the race that I didn't run.
Mhm.
I got over 10% of the vote.
Well, that's just
because I had a D behind my name.
Yeah. Robert says Kevin has Caldeer derangement syndrome. I'm not even knocking, but I'm not even knocking Caldeer at this point. I'm not knocking Caldeer. I'm knocking the voters, because as I said earlier, Robert, if you were paying attention, take some notes. I said earlier that she should have won. She had name recognition. She's well liked in her district. She's done really well every time she's run for re-election. She should have won. I don't understand why she didn't.
Because she didn't have that much money to put into her. I mean, she had money.
You've got some validity there.
Yeah, she had money to put into it, but I mean,
not Democrat money.
yeah, I mean, not like the Democrats put into the money, and it wasn't just the local county Democrat Party, and it wasn't just the state; it was national. I mean, they were looking at that race, going, "We've got to make sure she doesn't get in there. Can't have a Republican in there."
You know, I hate to burst Robert's bubble, but I wanted Caldeer to win that race. All of my issues with her notwithstanding, I wanted Caldeer to win that race.
Yeah.
Yeah, you voted for Caldeer.
I voted for Caldeer.
Yeah.
But do you think that your comments have helped or hurt?
Thank you, Lori.
Oh, we've had this conversation, Kevin, over the years.
So I'm going to answer that.
And I'm not going to say that you have to kiss her ass all the time, but
yeah.
Well, hold on. But here's the deal.
Mhm.
I'm not going to compromise my integrity for anything. And if I suddenly came out and started singing her praises, or if I suddenly came out and ignored the issues I had with her and continue to have with her, I would be compromising my integrity and being dishonest.
Okay.
So I'd rather come out and do what I did, which is I think she's a shrill. I think she's a horrible human being. I think she's not a real Republican. I think that she's an ass kisser. But I thought she was a better choice for the state at that time than her opponent, which is exactly what I said. Did it help her or hurt her? I don't care. I'm going to be honest about what I think and how I feel, and people can do with that what they want to. Okay. If they want to focus on the fact that I detest her and think she's awful, they can do that, and they can vote for Kristen Danson. If they want to hear what I said about the importance of what we needed at the time and what our options were, then they would have voted for her. So I don't know if it helps or hurts. I think people make up their own decisions. But I'm not going to come out here and sell her as something that I've never thought that she is. That's not my role. Michelle Caldeer, listen, as Obama's preacher said, the chickens are coming home to roost. She tripped people. She tripped an old woman. She's been rude as crap to staff. She's a generally awful human being. She doesn't give two craps about her community. She's not active. She's not present. She doesn't go out and do things. When I see Greg Wheeler in the community more than I see Michelle Caldeer Valdez, whatever, when I see Greg Wheeler out more than her, I got questions. But I still think she was the better option at that time based on what we needed in the state. And if you want to call that Caldeer derangement syndrome, Parker, I'd say, why don't you run for office, Robert? That's what I'd like to know. Go ahead. Beeler, I know you're going to argue with me. Go ahead.
I don't have anything to say.
I think it's interesting that you compare Caldeer Valdez to Wheeler, because Wheeler is the mayor of the city of Bremerton. Of course, he's going to be out more. Caldeer is, depending on the time of year and the session, is down in Olympia. I'm not defending
session
her.
is what, Beeler? How long does session last? 3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means that there's 9 months.
Right.
That we should see, we should have seen Beeler in that office. Thank you. That means that there's 9 months that we should see Caldeer at these public events and at these public functions.
She is at functions, but they're usually Republican functions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to see her at community functions.
Yeah.
I want to see her out and about, mingling with the riffraff. I want to see her out. Listen, when I was at Whaling Days last year, there were people from both parties that came to Whaling Days with their little lapel pins on, and they were talking to people. When I went to Doc Loves the Kids last year, there were elected representatives from both sides who were down there just talking to people and shaking hands. Caldeer was not to be seen. Like, I get it. We love the R next to her name, Robert Parker. But she's an abysmal human being and a lousy politician and a piss poor representative for the district. And I'll continue to say that until she's at these public functions and she's doing stuff that doesn't just involve people that want to lick her feet.
I'm so glad we have 2 minutes till 10 and football isn't on. And then we just have partying shots and then I can go home and go to bed. Yeah.
I don't know why you rejoice so much that the show's over. Like, you should just keep that to yourself.
Well, it was my best friend's birthday this weekend. So I was.
Oh, is that why you're on this side of the water?
I was on this side of the water. I was at my best friend Sammy's house for Kimmy's birthday. We did it at Sammy's house in Seebeck.
Oh, I thought you were on the other side of the water.
No, I wasn't I wasn't on the other side of the water this weekend.
Really quickly, I want to last story I'm going to touch. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this. The cost of gas from the last week is up 16 cents a gallon. Over the last month, it's up 40.
Why is it up, Kevin?
Cents. Well, I'm going to tell you what they say. Okay,
Who is
they? Well,
King Five.
whoever
It's
they
King
are.
Five.
Well, this is a King 5 article.
Very reputable news source.
So
Dripping with sarcasm on
I
that.
actually like King 5. To be honest with you,
I'm just curious about
Legacy media.
experts, they quoting experts, say that the seasonal switch to summer blend gasoline is a major factor behind the increase, particularly on the West Coast.
We're still in winter.
Refineries begin maintenance ahead of the transition and reduce output, while summer blend fuel is more expensive to produce because it has lower volatility to limit evaporation and warmer temperatures. So it's twofold. One, they're preparing a more expensive gasoline. And two, they have to reduce output because they have to start preparing the more expensive gasoline. This is the biggest bunch of poppycock I've ever heard in my entire life.
Thank you. 'Cause that's BS. Anybody that's worked in a refinery knows that's BS.
They're also blaming geopolitical unrest and tensions, including
good
U.S. and
God.
Iran. Well, that might be true. We'll have to see if we're seeing it across the country. Like, have we seen an increase of 50 cents a gallon across the country?
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't.
Why? Why
What?
have we not seen that?
Because
Maybe
it's
in
only
Hawaii.
Washington.
Maybe in Hawaii and California.
Why?
Didn't
Maybe some in Oregon, but
maybe.
didn't we acquire a tanker or two of Venezuelan crude?
Yeah, it's not enough to make a difference, though. We go through that in a day in this country.
We
in an
need to
hour in
put
this
that
country.
in reserves. We need
But
to
hold on.
build up our reserves again.
Here's the best line from this article.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, this is great. Ready? The West quote from King 5. The West Coast generally has tighter fuel supplies and higher transportation costs because it is further from major oil drilling, production, and refining centers. Environmental fuel standards in the region also add to the cost of production, storage, and distribution. Bitch, Idaho is right next door, and their gas is more than $1 cheaper a gallon. It has nothing to do with how far you are from the refineries.
I'm sorry. We have refineries in Washington
There's
State.
a big one in Anacortes, you dumbass. And by the way,
and Birch Bay area.
Idaho is landlocked. You can't even get a boat to Idaho.
Exactly.
Okay. So don't give me this crap. Well, it's so far away. No, it's not.
And that is why voters are captivated by the news media because they believe everything. So then they're like, oh, King 5 must be right. No, they're not. Critically think, everybody. Critical
So
thinking
dumb.
skills every day.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So absolutely
By
dumb.
the way, may I bring something forward that Corey put in?
One
Thank you, Corey.
one last thing about the gas thing.
Eh.
Do not buy an electric car.
Oh, no.
That is
don't.
all. Go ahead, Lori.
Don't buy an electric car. Unless you want to be controlled. Agenda 2030.
Don't buy a new electric car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my piece of crap's at 2013.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Robert Parker. No, Kevin. Legislator is a part-time job. Mayor is a full-time job. She doesn't have another job, Robert. She doesn't practice dentistry anymore.
Well, you don't know if she doesn't have another job. Maybe she's consulting with dental firms.
No, I think she's come out and said that she's not. I think that she said that she's not working. She got married. She's doing.
Well,
that.
now, but I mean, prior to this,
I
you're
believe-
talking about her whole historical.
Just go to an event. Go listen, do something.
She's going to parades.
Robert, I know this is so hard for you, man. I get it. It's so hard for you to find a Republican and hold their feet to the fire. This candidate was so awful. You picked Alicia Beeler, who was new to politics, had never run for office before. I love you. I'm not knocking you. But you guys hung your hat on somebody who had no political experience because you wanted to oust her. You didn't want to oust Michelle because she was a great candidate and you liked what she was doing. You wanted to oust her because she was chicken crap on a stick. And now, because she's the only horse in the county that you can glom onto, she's the only Republican in the entire county with a job. That doesn't excuse the fact that she's a lousy representative for your party. My God. It's so ridiculous. It's so, Robert, no, I'm not going to say that I love you. It's so transparent. Like, hold her accountable, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking you to do is just hold her accountable.
Okay, wait.
Hold on.
Robert Parker has held her more accountable probably than anyone.
Has he?
He's just done kind of a 180 lately.
Based on what?
What? I don't know.
Based on the fact
That's
that she
his business,
owned,
not mine.
Based on the fact that she owned tripping that old woman. Oh wait, she didn't do that. Based on the fact that she's owned her piss poor voting record. Oh no, wait, she didn't do that. Based on the fact that she owned how she treats people. Oh wait, she hasn't done. She hasn't changed.
Yeah.
The party changed, and I know. And Robert said I would pick Beeler again, and called me a knuckle dragger. That's fine. And I would pick Beeler too. But the point is, Caldeer never changed, man. The party changed. The party went from what she's doing does not match our ideals to who gives a shit? Endorse her anyway. And what did the endorser get? Nothing. She got her ass handed to her by Krishna Danson. It's ridiculous. Until Republicans in the state develop integrity, you guys will continue to lose seats and continue to lose races. Integrity is not supporting Semi Bird when all of his crap came out and getting behind Reichert. And a third of the party said, well, can't vote for Reichert because my Semi Bird didn't get it. Fucking morons, man.
Let's not pretend that the Dems have a corner on integrity because they don't.
No, but they handle all their stuff silently.
They didn't vote, Kevin.
No, but that's my point.
Yeah.
Integrity is, holy crap, I can see why Semi Bird didn't really resonate because the dude had so many red flags. He looked like a construction site.
He was a circus.
He was, and integrity would have said that they would have rationalized and seen that in the first place. But integrity also said, Robert, I'm not throwing stones at you. But integrity also says you don't build websites to go after somebody in your own party and do all the opposition research for them. Integrity says you tell the Democrats, if you want to bury Semi Bird, you do the work. You spend the money. You invest the time. Not let's build a website for you. How much money did you save the Dems? Do you know why the Republicans have no money and the Dems have money? Is because Republicans spent all their own money going after their own fucking people. And the Democrats got to save money and not do it.
I mean, and we're experiencing that right now with Tara Simmons. Same thing. Democrats went after her. So, oh God, is it both parties doing it? Yes, it is. And all you're doing by
do you know what's going to happen?
By keeping going with the shrivel is creating more divisiveness that we're trying to fucking get away from.
Yeah, but I'm not a Republican.
Exactly.
And by the way,
You are a Republican.
You know what's going to happen? The Democrats are going to fix their issues with Tara Simmons before the election.
No, they're not. They brought it forward so that somebody else would take up the mantle because once you file a PDC claim, doesn't matter if you back away from it, PDC will follow it through. That's why they did it. They want her out. They're getting her out. This is how they do it. And they don't have to take the blame. Oh, we didn't mean to.
I guarantee that unless something new comes up, that by the election, the Democrats will mend a fence because they recognize that in her circles of the constituents the Democrat Party wants to hump the legs of, she checks a whole bunch of boxes.
Jeez.
And that's all the Democrats care about is identity politics. And she checks a lot of boxes. And there's nobody that's going to run out of the 23rd that is going to check the boxes like Tara Simmons does. So
Unless
again,
the funding dries
but
up.
the funding's not going to dry up.
But if it
They
does,
should do parting shots.
If it does, the state will funnel money in because they've got money hand over fist to spend. I don't want Tara to win, but I'm smart enough to understand that the Democrats will rally their wagons when we get closer. They're going to infight now, but then they're all going to fix everything and they're all going to be fine and Tara's going to win re-election. It sucks, but it's the way.
Are you going to remind them?
I'm going to remind them all the time. Do you have I not been reminding Republicans about Caldeer this entire time?
Yeah, I know that.
I will remind
I'm
Democrats.
talking about Simmons.
I will remind Democrats about Tara Simmons till the cows come home.
I hope so.
And speaking of till the cows come home, when does Tara get back? Okay.
Parting shots.
Parting shots. Lori, what do you got?
I was just going to point to everybody that Corey Collins supplied the demographics of our voting age groups, if you will. And so basically older millennials plus Gen X are 1.8 million and boomers are 1.3 and then younger millennials are 1.1. So we do have the numbers if we can get the older millennials to join with us. And I think they're there because life sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets back to what Tom said before, though. Like, how do you fix the lack of voting? You know what I mean?
Look, at this point, I'm willing to take weekends and walk around and knock on doors. Just vote.
Yeah, please vote.
Just vote.
Vote for somebody.
Just vote. And, please think about purple, red as different colors.
Corey, I love you. Will you come look at my Jeep again? I got leaks again. Will you come help me, Corey? Thank you. All right. Corey came out once and looked at the Jeep and it magically fixed itself. I think he has magic hands.
So heart.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well,
Tom, do you have any parting shots?
I thought I had something in mind, but it escapes me now. So I mean, right now I will just say that the 25th of this month on Wednesday, I'm going to be hosting a blind whiskey tasting at Brother Don's.
Oh,
nice.
At 6, and then the next day, the 26th, we're going to start our first trivia night here at Black Ring Spirits.
Nice.
And that'll be the second and last Thursday of every month. The last Thursday of the month will be organic. So what I mean by that is, it'll be trivia in person.
Beeler got excited for a minute. She thought you meant orgasmic, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, organic.
You're so funny. Oh, you got me.
So we will be writing the trivia questions and stuff, and then the second Thursday of the month will be an actual online network. So you're going to be playing trivia, bring in your smartphone and scan a QR code, and you'll be playing trivia against hundreds or thousands of people across the country.
Nice.
When you go to Brother Don's,
Yeah.
Kayla, the bartender, the really cute blonde girl,
Okay.
is my best friend's daughter.
Oh.
We were there Saturday.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Jane says magic hands verified. Thank you, Jane. Corey, to answer your questions, I'll be home on and off tomorrow. I'll be home Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but I'm working from home, so I won't have a lot of time. Tegan said, you keep advertising for both candidates. You've talked about the ones you dislike more than the ones you like. Tegan, that's because there's not very many that I like.
There's
When-
I like lots of people, Tegan.
When Jesse Young was running, I love Jesse. Like, I talked about him a lot. But there's no candidates out right now that really have me. There's a couple that I want to get to know more. Like, what was her name that we interviewed a couple weeks ago?
Katie.
I'd like to get to know more about Katie. But there's nobody that I don't know her enough to know if I really like her as a candidate or whatever.
We need to get David Olson on here.
I was thinking that when we talked to Dave.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Parting shots, Beals.
Oh gosh.
Are you proud of me? I went the entire show without pulling your hair.
Thank you for not pulling my hair. I really didn't want to have to break one of your bones.
All right, go ahead.
You act like I wouldn't have, but I
You threaten that every single week. Do you think there's any
Literally.
part of me that's afraid of you?
You should be.
I am the alpha male.
I am I won't say I'm a lean mean, but I am definitely a
Yeah.
mean.
I am the alpha male,
machine.
and you are the woman. But go ahead. Parting shots, Bills.
I'm just gonna choose to ignore you because I don't know what went on in your day today, and that could be a reflection of your day, and not actually a reflection of me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move on now.
Good therapy move.
Yeah. I want to thank Destination Highway 420 again.
I was going to
for
give our sponsor
tour.
tags at the end too.
You absolutely can do
I
that
will.
for our tour tomorrow that Tom and I are going to partake in.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. we're
Corey
gonna go-
Collins, alpha male, fix their own Jeeps. I need to be taught. I need to learn. How do I learn? No, I never had a Jeep before. I never had anybody to teach me, Corey. I'm asking
That's
you to help
because
a
you're
brother
not an
out.
alpha male. You can't do it.
Whatever.
Google.
Go ahead, Beals.
Well, now I forgot what I was talking about.
You were talking
Destination
about
Highway
Destination
420, proud
Highway
sponsor of the
420.
show.
That's not what I was saying.
And going to
Tomorrow.
see the farms.
Tomorrow.
I give up. Good night, everybody. Kevin, you're parting shots.
Who's on next week? Do we have a guest next week? Frank will be on next week.
Who's on first?
Frank will join us next week, I think.
Yep.
Because it is the first Sunday of the month.
Sunday of the month.
That might be the weekend I don't come in.
Oh, be nice. Frank is uber knowledgeable. And we have a lot of stuff going on internationally to talk about with Frank.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Corey,
Begin at 8.
I got to leave my house at I got to leave my house
Oh my
at
gosh, can you do this after the show? Wrap it up, please.
4:00. Okay. Did you have any other parting shots?
No, I'm done because
Okay.
you always do that.
Well, Corey asked a question. I have to respond to the listeners.
Or you could have waited till it was your turn and not
Exactly.
interrupted me mid fucking thought, dude. Jesus.
My name's Kevin. Okay. First, I want to tag our sponsors. Reminder: the Black Ring Spirits is still the proud sponsor of the show. They host us every week. I'm glad that Tom allows this kind of chicanery in his establishment. Reminder that they are going to have trivia night at the distillery the second and last Thursday of every single month. That means this coming Thursday,
26th.
the 26th. There will be trivia.
Yep.
Test your knowledge, sip on some craft spirits, battle for bragging rights, and maybe some cool prizes. Do you know what the prizes are going to be?
Those are up to F-bomb.
Okay. Can we auction off a date with Beeler as a prize?
Maybe.
That'd be
Maybe.
fun.
I
Wait,
think
no, not
think-
the Black Ring Spit. No.
I think she has to consent to that.
I was waiting for you to
Yeah.
jump in
Nope,
there.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
No,
I'm
I
so
think she
good.
has to consent to that.
Yep,
But I mean,
I think Kevin wants to be auctioned off as a date.
I think we should auction off Kevin.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Be okay with that, right?
People wouldn't show up. They'd actually not come because of that. Craft cocktails, whiskey, gin, and specialty spirits, lively atmosphere. Bring your favorite friends and create a team. Come Thursday and leave victorious. Black Ring Spirits, 6 to 8 this coming Thursday.
Right.
Also, another plug for Destination Highway 420. Proud sponsors of the show, good friends of the show. Stop off and see them. They're on Hollis Street, across the street from Cloverleaf Sports Bar, right off of Wheaton Way. It couldn't be any easier to get there.
right next door to Los Cabos.
Yeah, right next door to Los Cabos. So what you do? Here's what you do. Right, you go to Los Cabos first. You get yourself some tacos, maybe somebody.
Go to Destination Highway 420 first, and then you go
No,
to
no.
Las
Can I
Vegas.
tell you why you get the Mexican first? Because you're going to take your stuff from Destination Highway 420 home. You don't want to leave it in the car because Bremerton's still a cesspool of crime. So you go get your food first, then you go to Destination 420. You get your treats, then you go home, lock the doors, put on a good movie, and do what Tom would do, which is get smoked out. Not what Kevin does, but I totally support those who do it.
I love how he has this idea in his head about what happens.
Am I far off?
Actually,
Far off.
if you enjoy your product from Destination 420, the
Highway 420.
yeah, the Destination Highway 420. Good lord.
Listen,
yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right.
We'll
You're
just
right.
call this Ring Spirits. Yeah, the full name's not important.
Yeah, no, I'm yes.
Black Spirits. Okay.
After you partake of your product, then the food tastes better.
Yeah, but you can't drive after
Have
you
someone drive you.
partaken. But isn't everybody in the car going to be partaking?
Potentially. I don't know. I mean, this is all hypothetical.
Right. We're talking
I mean,
hypothetically. Of course.
Where would you hold on? I'm trying not to get Destination Highway 420.
Here's how it goes. You order your food at Los Cabos.
Yeah.
While they're making your food, you go next door to Destination Highway 420.
Mhm.
You pick up your goods. You go back over to Los Cabos. You pick up your takeout. You drive home.
Now you could just do the whole takeout thing.
Then you partake.
That would be
Yeah,
fun. That would
because
be
now
fun.
you're at home and you've got your food.
You don't have to
You've
drive
got your
anywhere.
stuff.
It's
Yeah.
You're ready to
perfect.
go.
Yeah.
Just remember that it is illegal to consume cannabis products in open public areas.
Yes, it is.
And
Mhm.
Destination Highway 420 would not advocate that
No,
you
they would
pick up anything and do it before you
They
eat
would
at Los
not.
No, they
Cabos,
would
which is
not.
why I said to do it the other way around.
You're right. Very
Yeah,
good.
no,
Hey.
you're
And you
you're-
cannot drink. Or I mean drink. Sorry. You cannot drive
Right.
after you partake.
Exactly.
Very
and
good
you
point.
shouldn't drive after
Yeah.
you drink.
And if you know
Yeah,
John,
true.
if you know John from Destination Highway
He's a stickler.
420, he is a stickler about following rules
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
that because
Absolutely.
not only is it like a state law thing, right? But
Right.
it's a personal integrity thing for him.
Absolutely.
For him, it's important. You do what's right. You take care of yourself, take care of others.
Yep.
The product will last till you get home, and then you're home, and you can just chill out and not have to worry about it.
Yep.
All right. The only other parting shot that I have is that I love doing this show with you guys. I love doing it even more when Paul's not here.
Oh,
And I just want to say, Beeler, I derive a lot of enjoyment from giving you shit.
Yeah.
A lot.
Do you?
But I'm glad you're a part of this team.
Thanks for saying that, Kevin. I needed to hear that.
You're very
seriously.
welcome.
I was really starting to wonder if you actually believe that. So
Really? No, I wouldn't give you a hard time if I didn't want you to be a part of the team.
Mhm.
I give you a hard time. The same reason you give me a hard time.
I give you a hard time because you're a little bitch.
Why do I say nice things for you? See you next Tuesday, Beeler.
Oh!
Margie wants to talk about the Olympics in Milan. We're not talking about the Olympics. They are the stupidest thing in the world. That's going to wrap up the show for tonight, guys. We'll see you next Sunday. Do we have any other guests on Sunday that you booked?
Not that I.
Not that you booked. Okay.
But I'm gonna reach out to David Olson.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
please reach
So,
out to
like-
David Olson.
Yeah.
Let's get him on. Also, I haven't told you guys this, but I'll tell you and the listeners this at the same time. April 22nd, March 22nd, I will probably not be here. I will not be here. I
That's
might.
way too far away. Come on.
Well, I'm just letting you
All
know.
right.
So you can book Robert Parker to fill in for me or something. All right. Outlaw Radio, we love you guys. We appreciate you. Have a
We're
great
gonna
week.
take the show on the road and go to Destination Highway 420.
Oh my God, you guys should totally do the show down there.
Yeah, we should.
That would be
There you
great.
go.
Oh, no, that would be awesome.
It could be fun.
That could be
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll talk to John. All right.
Talk to
you
John,
guys.
see if you can do a full
Good
3-hour show
night.
down there.
Have a
And
great week.
I'll call in. Good night, everybody. Outlaw Radio Network, outlawradionetwork.com. Beeler, see you next Tuesday.